It feels like the first time. It feels like the very first time.
It feels like the first time. It feels like the very first time.
Hey guys, welcome back to the First Time Show. It feels like it, I think.
Hey, Bobby.
Hey,
We're all
Bobby.
here.
Bobby!
Hey, Bobby. Bobby, looking good, Bobby.
Pretty Bobby.
Guys, we have a special
Pretty
guest
Bobby.
on. We have a special guest on the show today. Owen Carter's here.
Oh, and have you been listening so you won't be lost?
Oh, oh, fuck. You need
I really wanna
whoever's
look into the
listening to
video
this, you're gonna want to watch
version
the video.
this week.
100%.
You're gonna want to see the video.
You're gonna wanna.
What if Owen only spoke in Guilty Remnant the whole episode and just wrote on a
I would respect it. I mean, it'd be a little hard.
I
for
don't
a
even know if I'd be
podcast.
mad.
I would.
I'd be sad, but I don't know if I'd be mad.
I'd be sad.
If he had his thoughts written all out on papers of what he thought of the episodes, like ready to pull
As long
up.
as they were legible, I guess I'd be okay with it.
I don't know if it's better or worse, but it's definitely a different podcast experience when we do it in the afternoon.
It really did look like you said it was just hell, and
Hell,
then I
yeah.
saw love.
I have two options here.
You could also say
three options.
You could also say,
Oh.
Owen, is the volume high? Is the volume? Do you want the volume a little higher or a little lower? Show me with that sign there. No.
He did not get your meaning.
He wants you to show just the L and the O.
Thank you, Brad.
Owen.
Just the L and the O. There we go. All right, just a little low. Shorty got low. All right, guys, welcome to the show. Owen's here for a very special episode. Welcome.
Yay!
Very short amount of time.
Do we know which episode was the special episode?
What do you
We,
mean?
the audience.
Say again.
Oh, Brett, I was wondering about that. If you had a thought on that, because they're both so good.
I said, do we know which episode is the best episode according to Owen?
Oh, because I
thought
also
I
feel like
knew.
there is a best episode. It's my favorite episode of the whole series was amongst.
I also feel like my favorite episode of the whole series so far was in these two.
Whoa.
Yeah,
we'll
probably
be right
me
back.
too.
We'll find out right after the
Vision
break.
of where Brett was gonna land. Yeah.
We'll find out right after the break.
Let's find your bird.
Which one do you think?
Let's
Which one do you
find your
think?
bird.
What's that?
Which one do you think was my favorite?
I think it was International Assassin.
No.
I think it wasn't, yeah, because otherwise, why are
Yeah.
you making a dig deal out of
Dude,
digging
episode
digs?
7 is the best episode of the show so far.
Wow.
It's because Nora's gone. You're racist.
If you just so here's the thing, Jamie hasn't watched any of it. And this morning I got up and I was like, I gotta watch Leftovers. Do you want to watch? She's like, I'm not gonna know what's going on. I'm like, that's fine. And she watched just 7, and it was so captivating to her, just that episode, without any like additional information. And I think it's really special when you can do that in a show that's this like story driven and mystery driven.
Hmm.
And then she hung around for the next episode because she was intrigued.
Whoa.
And then at the end of the next episode, she's like, so basically, like, nothing happened. We're just back to the end of the last episode. And I was like, that's Damon Lindelof.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then I danced off screen.
I mean, it's interesting because even the episode on the Leftovers wiki here is like incomplete and broken. Like it doesn't even say the whole title of the episode.
What?
So
It
we're on
is.
our
It's like
own.
blank.
We're on our own here.
Oh, no.
As far as that episode goes. But can you even refresh my memory? Because International Assassin is so fucking good that I forgot what happened in the one before that. Was that the one where Lori came around?
I took notes, but I feel like Brett
Yes.
should tell it.
Oh,
because
yeah,
it's
yeah,
Brett's
yeah, yeah,
baby.
So,
yeah.
He goes to see, do we know the old man's name yet? His guide?
Yeah.
It's called A Most Powerful Adversary. You remember that part? That's
yeah,
the name of
yes, I do remember that. A most powerful adversary.
So we get a lot
Virgil.
of answers.
Virgil is his name.
Virgil. He goes to see Virgil. We find out that he had already gone to see Virgil. That Virgil
Yes.
had told him he needed to die to battle Lori. And then he took a rope and a cinder block to go drown himself so he could fight Lori. against Virgil's recommendation of he needed a guide. Patty. He'll fight anybody. He'll fight anybody.
I mean, I think he wanted to punch Lori when she was walking away from the tunnel.
But what
there.
I thought was the most amazing about this episode, to boil it down to kind of the one moment that I was really happiest with, was he was presented with this insane idea that he needed to kill himself to battle Patty, or he could never get rid of her. And then in the same episode, he was presented with a realistic reason for Patty being there, which is he was having a psychotic break. And he, in that moment, chose, no, I think Virgil is correct. And so I'm going to bring my ex-wife to my daughter so she's taken care of in case this whole thing goes pear-shaped and I end up dead.
Yeah,
because all of the pieces of the puzzle were misleading the audience, and I really liked that.
Yeah, you're right.
And I love the idea that he made that decision based on a lot of different things, I think. And one of those things
Thank God
is
for Lori asking all the right questions.
Yeah, and Lori stepping in with basically the real world logic, the real life logic about what and I even was thinking too, man, if he knew all these things about Patty's husband, is it because Lori told him about it one time?
Yeah, we
Which
questioned
I feel like
you
can make the case for, but you could have at this point.
Right, and I think if you really tried hard enough, you still could, but I think the show is really pushing us in a supernatural direction, and I think it's more than obvious that there are a lot of things that were kind of alluding to this, this, at least this part of the show. I guess we'll get to more to it when we get to International Assassin.
I want to know what Brett's face was at the end of 7.
I know. Well, dude, I'll show you what Alana's face was after we see Brett's face.
Well, my face, I just literally very quietly and solemnly looked at Jamie and I went, I don't know why he shot himself. Before she asked, I was like, I don't know.
I know, because it's first of all, you're getting over the initial shock of watching the main character of this entire series die before your eyes,
right,
conceivably. And then seconds later, this guy's like, fuck you, I don't want that to be the most shocking thing. Check this out.
Midway through 8, I was like, or when you saw him in 8, I was like, oh, he had to kill himself to be his guide. I get it. But at that moment, I was like,
and also,
I have no idea. Also, if you're watching the video, and for that face, this isn't me. I just want to be clear. This is my brother-in-law.
Why? Is it a really ugly kid?
I don't want it to be a
something?
mystery the whole time.
Okay,
great. I'm not trying to spin that web.
There's no easy Easter eggs back there. So
yeah, and for anyone who's watching, also,
my wife,
this
Mr.
is
brother.
Me. This one?
That one is Alana.
That is me.
Oh yeah, well we all know
that.
that.
Actual photo of me.
Yeah.
So.
My question I had was, did Kevin drop his ex-wife off to be with his daughter solely to take care of her, or as a little bit of a fuck you because she had been lying to him about talking to his son?
I think
Good question.
I think none of those things.
Oh, what?
I think it was happenstance, because it seemed like he was truly leaning towards the idea that Lori had convinced him to potentially see her as a therapist and have her be a mediator between himself and Nora, and to explain his kind of psychoses, right? Why he's going crazy. And that was a potential timeline, right? So I really do think Kevin bringing Lori home was a way to in his fucked up head, work out with Nora that he was going to try to at least talk to a therapist about this.
Whoa,
and
that's not what I think.
that's what
I disagree.
I
If
don't
that had
agree
been
at
the
all.
case, he would have gone out the front door.
Well,
but instead he bailed out the window.
Well, here's
He
why.
would've shut the front door.
Here's why that happened. Because fucking Nora called, and then he went upstairs, and he was like, "Where's the fucking key?" And she was like, "Oh, you didn't get the fucking very obvious note that the key is under the pillow."
That's what I was thinking the whole time.
And
If
then-
she left him for her own reasons, why didn't she leave a note and the key?
I know. Well, so anyway, she did, but then he said, fucking Patty was sitting there, and that's why I didn't see it. And I think that's all Kevin needed in that moment to convince himself that medical help and pills like the road his father went down clearly didn't help, and it was time for him to listen to the voices in his head and to listen to what they were telling him to do. And I think he realized in that moment that he needed to go fucking die. And the fact that Lori was there for her daughter to fucking find her was kind of like serendipitous, I think.
I'm with Brett.
All right.
Agree to disagree.
What ever in it as the voice in his or whatever she is now that she's dead? Is she ever committing to telling him one thing to do? Because like when he's like, my dad just started listening to, he just said, I started following the voices in my head or whatever, right?
She told him to drink it.
She told him to drink it. I think he was just
Yeah,
specific.
but then a second later, she said not to. It's almost like she's just like contradictory no matter what he's going for.
Yeah, I don't think because he
Tell
specifically...
me what to do. I don't know what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Drink a goblet of your own cum.
He specifically stopped and asked her, so...
Well, but he did specifically ask her in that moment, and she said, drink it.
But she made it clear that she doesn't know.
Well, she said drink it, and then
she said yes, no, I don't actually know, dude.
Flip-flopping so much, yeah. So
well, no, there was well, hold on a second. Because obviously, yes, I think the only indication that she was like, don't do it after she said to do it was when she screamed, don't! Like in that moment.
No, she told him not to when he first had it sit in front of him, and that's when he said...
No, he looked up at her and said, what do you think I should do? And she said, I think you should drink it.
No.
Yeah.
She told him that he should drink it before, and then she told him not to twice.
When did she tell him not to
Am
twice?
I crazy?
No, he literally asked her.
She's definitely flip-flopping between scenes or moments.
No, I think the only exchange that happened was Kevin said, what do you think I should do? And she said, I think you should drink it. And then he said, it's time for me to fucking do it because my dad said he finally listened to the people in his head or whatever. And then but she didn't realize that her saying drink it to him that way meant that he'd actually do it. I think that she was kind of fucking with him because I think she didn't believe he'd do it. And I think
I don't think that at all. I think the reason she's flip-floppy is because she's struggling herself. Like whoever is talking to the dad has a clearer perspective of whatever, how the world's working. Maybe it's a guidance for a real reason, but his guidance, his person who's attached to him being Patty, we just learned how messed up she is and how much she's like flip-floppy and she's like wanting to do something but scared to do it. Like I think that's just her personality showing the fact that she's flip-flopping.
It could be true, but
I agree because it did feel like she told him to do it so that he wouldn't do it, like a reverse psychology type.
Which I agree with because
Right.
she was fucking with him so much, and they've established she's been fucking
Patty,
with him.
she's my favorite character for sure.
I
Really?
know. She's
That's
so
cool.
Even though it's like torture, but is she more annoying in season 1 when she doesn't talk?
Yes.
Or in season 2 when she is talking?
She's more annoying in season 1, I think.
Well, in episode 7, she's
Ugh.
damn annoying though.
No, it's so brutal, but I love her so much. Kevin.
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 Did we get some good Kevins?
Kevin.
Let me
Dude,
hear.
There's a lot of good clips.
Let's hear that nice and loud.
Kevin.
Kevin. Kevin.
Hang on, let me make sure that one's gonna sound nice and loud when we get to it again.
Kevin.
There she is.
Bingo. Kevin.
Love her.
She's fantastic. She's so great. Anyway, but so much fucking happens in this episode. It's hard to like. It's not hard to confuse what happened in that episode with International Assassin because seemingly International Assassin all takes place in like some kind of limbo or afterlife or maybe it's a dream. Who the fuck knows? But before we get to that one, I think so much happens.
Well, we learned a lot. I mean, we learned who shot him and why.
Yeah.
Well, not why.
Right. And we also
kind of why.
We also don't have to wonder how much the Michael's kid or John's kid, Michael. We also don't we're not now we're sure how involved he is in this in this whole like bringing him back to life situation.
Yeah, he's really fucking with Grandpa.
Well, cuz in this episode we weren't sure what his involvement was cuz he kind of busts in on them dead, and then kind of has this reaction, and then is like, okay, well now I got to drag Kevin out.
Mm-hmm.
His grandpa told him what was going to happen, and he was
Yeah.
upset.
Yeah, it
about
was a great reaction. It told you everything you needed to know.
Right.
Was that it was very upsetting to him, but he knew it was coming.
Right. And he was like
He wasn't
sticking
shocked.
to his
He was
plan.
just like horrified and sad.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So yeah, we learned what happened between Michael or John.
Jesus, Mary, and Joseph.
You know,
George.
Paul.
Peter.
Who are you actually talking about?
Now I'm talking about John. Now we know
Ringo.
what's up with John and
What's up with John?
John and
What's up with
Virgil. So
Oh, yeah.
Now and like Brett said,
You're
but how do
talking
you
about
guys
now
feel
that we've
about
seen
that?
episode 8. We're into
No,
episode 8 now.
in 7. No, in
No, because
7.
in
No,
7 we
we're still
find
in
out what
7.
happens.
In 7
No,
he,
Virgil talks about that he
Yeah.
shot him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he said it's because he was bad and did bad things. But in episode 8, he says he was a pedophile, or he suggests it. So it feels like, oh, he probably molested him or something. That's what I got. No one else?
No. Patty says that, didn't she?
I
That-
thought Patty said that about her husband.
No,
he-
she said
he
that
likes
all we
to
know
kill
about
her.
this guy so far is that he's borderline and pedophile.
Oh,
or something
because
like that.
She said
'cause
that
she's
in which
making fun of
episode?
him for
7?
hanging out
Yeah.
with Michael.
Oh, well,
That's what I thought.
I
yeah.
guess I didn't gather that suggested that his crime was actual pedophilia until 8. But okay, yeah.
Yeah,
I
no,
didn't-
there
I
wasn't
didn't
I
put
don't
those
think there
together.
was a crime. I think he literally I think he did say that he hurt.
I think that his dad was going crazy like Kevin's dad,
Yeah.
and he had to shoot him for whatever reason. But basically, the dad put him in a position where he had to shoot him because his dad wanted to. He had something attached to him. You know what
but
I mean?
is it
He had his own
possible?
Patty.
Is it
Sorry.
is it possible that
No.
is it
That
possible?
handprint machine is gonna
Yeah.
get Kevin.
Listen.
I don't
Forget
think so.
about
That's a
that for a
pretty muddy
second.
print.
I have a point to make. Is it possible that Virgil might have actually done some kind of terrible thing when when John was younger?
Yes.
I mean, certainly.
100%.
And the idea is that
he said he had
Patty's-
to atone.
He said he had to atone. Yeah.
So Patty saying borderline pedophile, maybe there is a connection there.
He says something about pedophilia. Am I the
I don't
only-
know, guy who's seen this show. What do you think?
I mean, I don't remember.
I swear in episode
really
8
don't
he
remember.
says something
Feels
about
like Lost all over
pedo-
again, Alana. Don't
pedophilia.
fall for it.
I mean, here's the deal. If we don't get anything else about Virgil and his relationship with John, then I guess it would be safe to assume that maybe he fucking sexually assaulted John.
or some other kids
or
that
some
John is
other
aware
kids
of.
that John was aware of. But we're also seeing that John's not morally really that sound, but something like that could manifest something like that in someone.
Whether it happened to him or not, it could manifest that, though. I don't think that makes it seem like it happened to him.
Yeah. I just feel like him going after his own father for that. I don't know. Whatever. It's a weird thing. We'll see. Maybe it comes up again. Maybe it doesn't.
I hurt him, so he hurt me. So he probably did molest him, is my guess. That's my
Wow,
guess.
Damn, if that's the truth, then that character's pretty despicable then, huh?
You mean Virgil?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be a real shame. I liked Virgil.
Yeah.
I
'cause-
think Virgil's the same as he was in these episodes. He says how he did really terrible stuff, but he has his reasons or whatever.
Listen, people
and
love Freddy Krueger.
it never, I don't think it ever excuses something someone did, but
yeah.
people are good and bad in life. You can do terrible things and good things.
So
Sacrifice and stuff to help Kevin was like part of the redemption.
Yeah,
Maybe,
him trying
yeah.
to atone. And I think what he's been doing the past few years was him trying to atone as he's been helping other people with it. Once he got rid of his, he was able to be more clear-minded. It's like,
They
you
helped
know,
the guy in the tower.
it's like ridding yourself
Yeah.
of a mental illness and then being able to like comprehend and make better choices with your life. You know, it's the actual metaphysical example of that.
You know what was interesting? Really quick, you know what was interesting about Virgil telling Kevin about how, because Kevin was like, "Have you ever done this before?" And he's like, "The guy on the pillar is a testament of that, or whatever."
Yeah.
If I were
It's
Kevin,
a success story.
a success story, yeah. And if I were Kevin, I'd be like, "That's not necessarily a success. That guy is living on top of a pillar and conceivably shitting into a bucket." And he doesn't come down from there, and somehow that's like an okay guy. Like, that guy's doing okay. Like, that's a good example of someone who's now okay after this thing was done.
Well,
If
he's
I
doing
was
better.
Kevin, I wouldn't have done a lot of that because he didn't ask very many questions.
I mean, I think he was just like losing everything and losing his fucking mind. And
I didn't really
And-
buy how few
and-
questions he asked, to be honest.
and-
I didn't buy that.
the whole handprint thing is totally going to come back and fuck him real bad. And I think he's
Seems
just.
like a metaphor for trying to run away from your problem.
I think so,
Yeah.
too.
To face it.
For sure, for sure.
I
But
think
as
so,
a
too.
But
character,
then the metaphor becomes a reality with the Patty situation.
yeah.
Well, and then when we're in International Assassin, you kind of like, you learn that when given the choice of what kind of life he could live, if he was given like the option to be like a cop or, you know, whatever, he
Picks
chose,
his own idea.
he picked his own identity as like a guy that travels the world and kills people. And
Do
without,
you think he knew what he was doing when he picked that outfit?
yeah,
No, I think he went by
Like a video
instinct.
game.
I think here's what I think. I think that when you go to that hotel for whatever reason you do, I don't know if that's just where everybody goes when they die or if it's just literally like a limbo that people go to, but I think that when you're presented with like the option to pick like an outfit and you're already in this kind of conceivably magical scenario, there's almost like a connection to your subconscious in the choice that you make. In my theory, because later on when he talks to that guy about his job and you learn further that it is the kind of place where you choose what you want to do, especially because that guy
You
was
don't
like,
learn
I'm
it
fucking
from
dead.
that guy. It says it on the cupboard when he opens.
Well, but what I'm saying
closet
is
when he opens
I'm
it.
just saying what
they shot that writing like 7 times.
No,
They were
totally,
hammering
totally.
it.
I'm saying that's the like, that's another reason, but
It basically
but
says
one reason
choose
I
your
thought
identity.
of was
choose the one that you identify with.
right, and I think even with Kevin, as dumb as he is and as impulsive as he is, and you know, not necessarily makes the smartest decisions, he could have seen that and been like, I don't know what the fuck that means. But I feel like one way or another, him choosing the suit and becoming an assassin in this afterlife scenario, I think him choosing that was more of a conscious choice. And I think the show is
I think
telling
conscious or
us
not,
that.
it makes sense because the whole idea is go with your subconscious. It still says everything about you. It's not.
right.
That's not the argument.
Well,
in my
I think
mind.
I think what Brett's presenting is that like maybe he didn't know he was choosing like an identity for this like world. But I think that
Exactly, I would agree. But he chose by instinct,
But
and his
yeah,
instinct took
yeah.
him to what his
Yeah, well, he
insides were
definitely
saying.
didn't put on the cop uniform.
right.
Yeah.
Like
Of
he-
elimination. He wasn't a cop. He wasn't a guilty remnant, and he wasn't a man of God.
Right.
So what's left?
Mhm.
right. Hang on, I have to turn my camera off for a second because I'm getting.
So
kinda
before
fuzzy.
we get all the way into 8, I just wanted to say Virgil's house, that set,
Yeah,
is maybe the best set I've
It's
ever seen.
so
on
it was
cool.
so
TV.
cool. I
It's
feel-
just so much care went into making that like cool and creepy and like fantastical. It was
Yeah.
awesome.
so cool.
You want to take a bird with you?
and he's got plenty of birds to give away there, so I'd like to live there.
We
We've
just
got a whole
watched.
set of bird clips after
Oh my
today. man.
God, is Kevin the bird in the lobby too?
Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, do you guys think the bird in the lobby is what's her name's birds that she was burying in
Yes.
the ones that
Hmm.
died
Yes.
in the shoebox?
Yes.
I do now.
Well, okay.
That's what I thought.
All right. Well, let's just jump in. Is there anything else you want to say about the episode,
No.
Owen or Brett or Alana?
It was an
About-
amazing episode.
About
7?
7? Yeah.
The best I've seen so far.
Well,
Wow.
Jill went
bit by a
went
snake.
the other direction again. Got to be like
Yeah. Yeah, at first it felt like she fell into season 1
Jill, and it
Jill
felt
too
a little
quickly.
bit too quick. Yeah.
But she's going through a lot of shit right now, and the fact that she exploded on Michael about how they're like handcuffing him to the bed and he was sleepwalking and shit, and like she's kind of like losing it. So I think
Got
She also
Nobody-
knows her dad is talking to people,
Right.
which was interesting. He never told her, but she knew because she'd seen it in her grandfather.
She's got no one to trust anymore.
right.
Yeah.
And I can see her going back to that like angsty teen girl thing, because it feels like maybe that's where she defaults when she's like feeling helpless, and
Yeah, makes sense.
you know, and I think that's a character trait that they did really well. But it could have been done badly, in the sense that like, ooh, she switched to season 1 Jill too quickly, and now it doesn't feel natural, and why is she so mad, and they're just creating this conflict between her and
I
Jill,
love
her dad.
the scene with the two of them sitting on the step. They felt like equals.
Yeah.
We're both just trying to figure this out. We know we care about each other. We want this family thing, but like, man, this is just tough. All this shit is so confusing
Yeah.
and hard.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah, that's all.
No,
I
go
think
ahead.
7.
Anything
No,
else?
what I was gonna
Okay.
say is 8.
All right. Well, fuck it. Let's move on to a divisive episode at first, when it first aired, but kind of-
Really?
yeah, a lot of
Is this your favorite, Owen?
Oh, he said
I'll say it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
What did you say?
Yeah.
yes.
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 We needed that on the record.
Yes, we did. I agree with
International
Owen.
Ass.
It's my favorite episode of the whole damn series. And Alana, I think it was your first time seeing it. I think we're officially in new territory for
Yeah,
you.
I stopped watching after episode 6, I believe.
Well, guys, let's welcome
season
Alana
2.
to the first time.
Hey.
Hey, welcome to. It's the first time someone's entered the first time on the first time show.
Arigato gozaimasu.
We have.
They're the first time for everything.
Yeah, we reached a first time for someone on the show.
A mid-show first time.
A mid-show first time.
Yeah.
An MSFT.
In hindsight, I think I stopped where I stopped because I was just so pissed at all of the like religious Matt stuff. I'm
So
not.
you stopped at 6? Like
I
right
stopped-
before these two?
I
I-
know
I
that
believe
breaks my heart a
I
little.
hated episode 5. I then also didn't like episode 6, and I was like, I'm over it. I'm out. You fucked me too many times. But you know, it's nice to come back to some better episodes. I'll say that. It makes me happy.
Sounds like a Lindelof show for sure. Just
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, this is getting to be too much, too mystery, too dragged out. Like, and then finally they get to some really good stuff.
And
oh my God.
too many religious parallels, frankly, for me, because that's less interesting to me. I didn't really grow up in that the way a lot of like typical Americans do, I think. And I don't know.
At least with Lost, it was different because of the whole faith argument kind of thing. But with
Yeah.
this, it's at least you don't have to be that like knowledgeable or even caring about it. It's just everyone's way of reacting to the situation.
Yeah, I mean the faith conversation is interesting forever and always. I think that's very human, but like specifically about Christian religious stuff and all the symbolism and the commentary relates to specific like American Christianity was just kind of like boring to me.
What country you're in, Alana?
Oh, skim. A free country, that's what. Anyway, I'm back. It's new. Let's talk about 8. I can't wait.
Yeah, okay, so International Assassin is the 18th hour of The Leftovers and originally aired November 22nd, 2015. Where were you November 22nd, 2015? Alana, go.
I'm not sure about
2015? Let me check my Google Cal.
Yeah, I'll check my.
Would it be in your Google Calendar?
Yeah, what do you mean?
Wow.
I was still keeping a Google Calendar at that point.
You're so
You're
organized.
saying November? Yeah, let's see what we were all doing then.
What? How are we going to find out?
I just go to my photos and I go by year and I get to November.
Mm.
You want to take a bird with you?
I was in Samoa.
Oh.
2015. Actually, it'll be easier for me to do it on my computer. This is important shit. So Kevin's dad's in Perth, Australia.
Yeah. and somehow contacting him in what sounds like the same hotel room.
It's like
Oh,
weird
yeah.
fire going
That
on
was
the bed.
so cool.
Yeah, there's a fire going on the bed,
And that's why
he's-
the fire alarm kept going. Like somehow the fire alarm had to go off to connect them because he kept saying, "Don't put it out," and that's what closed
Well,
their
I think he
ability
needed.
to interact.
Yeah, the fire is what was like connecting them or something, as well as
Somehow.
the ceremony or whatever.
Wi-Fire.
Maybe it was the Wi-Fi.
10 points to Owen, 10 points to Gryffindor.
You want to take a bird with you?
But man, so much happens in this fucking episode. He wakes up in a bathtub and he lands on the floor almost like a baby being born.
Jumps right out.
I was
of
shooting
it.
south of Wilshire.
Oh my god, that's
What's
so
south of
funny.
Fox
Wilshire?
Games show.
Is that the one where he almost died in real life?
I mean, hypothetically, yeah.
I was shooting too. I was shooting a documentary about 4 women who row across the ocean
funeral?
without
Oh,
help.
sorry.
That was a great
It's called. Oh, all I can think is the new doc. title.
Available now?
Losing Sight of Shore. It was on Netflix until May. It's not on Netflix anymore, but it's still available on like paid platforms. Yeah.
You guys should watch it. It's really good.
It is very good. Thank you. I was having like the most incredible learning experiences about humanity.
And you're in it too.
No, I'm not. Losing
you
Sight
are.
of Shore?
Yeah. Remember when they
Oh, you can like see me when they dock in
Yeah,
like a
come
crowd
on.
of 100 people. Okay.
No way, dude. You're fully in there.
Eh,
Come on.
eh.
You were wasting your time doing that when you could have been watching TV with the rest of us.
Come on. You could have been watching this episode.
Alana.
What were you doing with your life? So,
Anyway, so Kevin's reborn almost into this weird.
Okay, where does he find the time to work out?
Serious.
I mean, I think he jogs every morning after
you mean
he's handcuffed.
Justin or Kevin?
Yeah, but
Kevin.
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 Shit, where's my Kevin's?
Kevin.
Kevin.
There it is.
Kevin.
What is there to say, you guys? It's just so much. So much happens in this fucking episode.
So if he hadn't saved the little girl from the pool, we could have been out of this episode in like 15.
I don't
Apparently.
know. I couldn't tell if she was actually drowning.
I think
But
so.
I don't think so because I think there's something special about throwing her in. It wasn't just about killing her. It was about throwing her in that
Oh, into that well.
into that well specifically.
But we
I
don't know
don't-
what yet, right?
If he hadn't have saved her, wouldn't have had the opportunity to throw her in the well. She probably would have just died and woken up in the same bath in the same place.
Well, it's interesting
I don't
because
know, maybe not.
it seems like Virgil knows that if you have something attached to you like Patty, the only way to really get rid of it is to go to like whatever plane of existence they're appearing from and then kill them in that weird netherworld. But it's interesting that he never mentioned the well.
I don't think he's that educated. I think he just dealt with his own, and so that's his point of reference, which is why I think they should ask more questions in the first place. That's really what it felt like. His whole concept came from what he did.
And it seems like his dad knows like way more about it. Like his dad like
Who's
travel.
that? Oh, Kevin's
Kevin.
dad.
Dude,
like-
maybe it was
yeah.
in that National Geographic.
Well,
Could have been it.
If he had looked through it, it would have been a well. There would have been a
Steve,
whole
where is
section
it?
on this well.
it's in my storage. I told you.
Oh.
But here's the other thing. Remember when the guy was interviewed about the Mozzie bites, the guy that came back from
Mozzie
death?
bites.
He said he was in a hotel.
I forgot. You're kidding me. So obviously he was there too.
Yeah.
I kept saying the guy on the bridge was the Mozzie Bites guy, but
Alana's face.
Alana's face, you guys.
Hashtag Alana's face.
And Brett's face.
Listen. Can I just get out the one thing I didn't like about this episode, and then we can
Yes.
just talk about good things?
Oh, sure,
Yes.
sure.
They kind of set up if you drink the water, you'll forget that you're dead.
yeah.
Like I think it's like going into the light.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
yeah.
Great device. I hated that they didn't use it as like a ticking clock. Like he was getting more and more thirsty as
Yeah.
if the longer he was under
Mm.
without getting Patty, he was going to die and not be able to come back. Like there was going to be a point. Even when they were in the bottom of the well, there was water. it could have graduated to a point where he's like completely dying of thirst, and she's like, "There's water, drink it," and instead he has to kill her.
A classic.
I hated
Harry
that.
Potter.
I was like, "It's right there. You're so close.
I
Just
got
grab
the
a hold of it," because that would have put a motor on this episode, a little bit of a clock.
That's true.
I got the feeling that I do understand the feeling of like how they missed the clock opportunity, but
Clock up.
I don't know if the episode really suffers from not having like a ticking clock, really. And also the fact that what was I gonna say? God damn it. There's so many things to think about and so many things going on in this fucking episode.
Every line, every moment makes you think of like, oh wait, okay, so then blah 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 blah. Like, so many
Right.
pieces.
I love that he admitted to. We don't need to talk about the ticking clock. It's just something that bugged me. I'm like, oh, I would have loved that,
I
especially when
know.
Virgil drank his water, because then it's like,
Yeah.
oh no, he ran out of time.
I think Virgil drank the water because he realized that he did what he needed to do, and then was like, I'm here to like stay now, because he like fully shot himself in the head. I think in the choice he made in shooting himself in the head,
Oh yeah, he wasn't coming back.
it meant that he wasn't going to come back. So I think him drinking the water was being like, okay, now it's time for me to be a part of this like world that
I just like he said he was thirsty. I don't understand.
he did say. He said he was so thirsty.
No metaphor. He said he was thirsty. He drank the water.
yeah, exactly. But I think he was ready for it. I think he was ready
He
for it
said definitely the most lost vibes of any of
for
these
sure.
episodes.
Both of these back to back had real lost.
Without spoiling, do you think this has similarities to the last season of Lost?
I can't hear it.
That's why I didn't say it. But the guys,
Yeah.
should know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Brett.
I mean, without spoiling anything for Alana, I thought more along the lines of the like when Locke went into like the tent and smoked the
Oh yeah.
whatever the ganja with like the medicine. I don't even remember it.
With Mr. Echo and stuff. Yeah. He made that stuff in the swamp with his like
That's
moss
right.
and
That's
shit.
right. That's right.
And that's what Kevin's dad had in Australia.
In Perth.
Let's find your bird.
No,
Nice.
you can listen,
Nice.
Alana. It's okay. We're not going to say. I'm just curious if you guys felt the same kind of similar.
But to dive into the
Well,
episode, I like that we found out why
Clear to
Kevin
come back or
smoked.
Yeah.
Steve,
What?
am I clear to come
Oh
back?
yeah. Sorry, I didn't know you took your headphones off.
You're clear,
Oh.
Alana.
And I was telling you to put your headphones back on, but you couldn't hear me.
Of course.
Brett, go ahead.
Oh, I just said that I liked that we found out why Kevin smoked,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
thought I found that shocking.
The lie detector is so fun. Oh man, so many good scenes.
I know that lie detector was so good. The fact that it was
Dude.
like dead on too, like with everything. Man.
Agreed.
And also, what do you guys think about the Mary thing? Like, why is Mary at the hotel? Is it possible? Here's a theory. Is it possible that while she's in her coma state, she's actually just at that hotel? Like that's where she is right now?
I think
I like that. It's like
yes.
San Junipero.
Yes.
San Junipero.
San Junipero.
Yeah,
Pellegrino.
that's my hope.
Dr.
That's my hope for
Moreau.
death.
Santa's Pellegrino.
Uh-oh, Brett's
love that.
talking, but he couldn't hear him.
Mason, it's fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell when there's an audio problem.
Brett-
I go fast. I play it fast and loose with my mute button on the microphone.
Yeah, Brett's a professional. I've been watching him operate all.
It's a skill. It's a skill. Okay, so Mary being at the hotel, what do you guys think?
I think that's true. That when she's in the coma, she's living at that hotel, and every now and then she gets to pull back out and hook up with her husband and get pregnant.
Pregnant.
Pregnante.
The hotel's for everybody. I think that's Kevin's thing.
You think that's
Oh.
Kevin's hotel?
That's Kevin's like construct.
Whoa.
Wow. I
You-
don't want to think that.
The reason why I don't think that is because the guy in Australia that came back to life said he was at a hotel, and why would he be a part of Kevin's construct?
If it's
Dog
always
at
a
a
hotel,
hotel.
that just means Limbo is a hotel.
Appears as
Oh, we all get our own hotel.
I think the idea is that Limbo is a hotel in Australia for some reason, and I think everyone.
It's not. The hotel was not in Australia. He drove to Miracle.
Happened to
Death
be
is
an
a
identical
Hotel is a good. That's a good band name or an album name.
Yeah,
Or
where
a
is
Grey-
the hotel?
Grey Bones
the hotel's
episode?
in Texas.
It's
on
probably in
it.
Texas if you drove there, because Texas is a big boy.
Yeah, it was like an all-night drive. He said you can get there by sunrise, so it was still light out.
Yeah, but I wonder if is that. I just felt this was like a geographically not precise world that they're on,
Perhaps, yeah.
and that
Oh, I
where.
love
But then
road trip too.
But if that's true, you can't say the hotel was in Australia because if it's geographically not precise,
I guess what's
it
making
just
me
is in a place.
is Brett okay? Did Brett?
Wait, is that Brett on the left?
Now we'll never know.
And why is there a picture of the Addams family on the lower right?
The reason why I got the idea that he's in Australia is because his dad said he was in Australia,
Yes.
and it looked like he had like native Australians.
Well, I thought
in
that
his,
what was cool is the dad said we're in the same room.
yeah, which made me
That's
think that
interesting.
he was in that hotel in the real world and not in the
No,
death
I
world.
thought it was like parallel universe style. He's in the same exact room in the same
Yeah, who
thing, but like
knows?
in a different like in a parallel experience.
Yeah, interesting. I
I
do.
think I was calling in from the real world. I think that.
I think that too. I think it's what we perceive as the real world, but in a parallel form is where he was. Does that?
I just think
kind of
that.
Oh, right, because remember the guy on the bridge said this is more real than anything, whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just like parallel universe style.
Oh man, I forgot about the guy on the bridge.
Yeah.
So much happened. I forgot about him having
guy-
a noose around his neck.
The guy on the bridge was
Oh!
Australian, right?
Yeah.
And the guy from the
The Magic
in
Hugs.
the hotel room with the guy who's in the bathroom when he first goes in.
Yeah,
to try
Magic
and get the
Hugs.
gun.
Oh yeah, Holy Wayne.
Holy Wayne.
Oh
Oh,
wait,
yeah.
that was Holy Wayne. Oh, I forgot.
Yeah.
Okay, so he was in season 1. Okay, I didn't go back
Yeah,
and
that's
rewatch.
Holy
That's
Wayne.
why he was like, it feels like the last time we saw each other, I was in a bathroom stall.
Yeah, that's another reason.
got it,
That's
got
where
it,
he found him
okay.
dying.
Yeah, because
That's
that's where
another
he
forgot
was.
who-
reason I think it's not his specific hotel room because all these people had too much personality to just be figments of his mind. I thought, but you have a point. It could be.
I
No, he's
love that.
manifesting them. They're not. This isn't them. He can only manifest dead people.
Why would he manifest a
think.
fake?
But then he never
Patty
met Neil.
with some random name who lives from Colombia or something. And I also wonder about the lady who's the Hispanic lady who's trying to get the heart in the hotel. Steve was translating the lady with a cooler. She's like a doctor. She's speaking Spanish.
Oh, yeah.
Did you hear what he said? She said I have a heart. I have to get in there. This person's going to die. I wondered if that was to do with Mary or if that's going to come like sneaky in the background somewhere in future episodes. Like some person got a heart and came back to life or some shit. Or they'll find
Yeah.
out somebody had a bad heart and had just had surgery and gotten a new one or something later.
Lindelof's really good at like making a bunch of shit in this universe. He
You don't know which
creates,
one to watch.
and then like showing you everything also happening in the universe, and making you so interested in it
Yeah.
that you're like, who the fuck are all these other people? Yeah.
Yeah. But what does it mean that she got flowers, Mary? Even if it is that she's in a coma and her being in a coma means she's in that parallel universe, for
I
example, what do the
bet-
flowers mean?
I bet it's from Kevin Sr. Because Kevin Sr. sent Kevin the flowers, so he was also sending Mary
the
flowers
assassin? Oh, it did come from Kevin
from Kevin Sr. He said, "Did you get the flowers?"
about like get well or whatever.
I
And
think
you
he was
the
just-
other ones went to Mary.
I
from
think he was.
senior.
Yeah, maybe he was just sending her flowers because he knows she's there.
That's interesting.
'Cause
I
he
don't know
is
how
Or
I
busy.
like
feel.
she's got her own task.
But everyone had
the
flowers.
afterlife.
Maybe she has her own task that
That's
Kevin
cool. I
Sr.'s
love
giving
that.
her.
But I think there are flowers in a lot of people's rooms, so it's hard to know. I think that's just a big form of communication.
It must be
there,
like
I would think.
communication to the limbo side from the real world as they get delivered.
From our universe
Yeah.
to that universe.
Yeah.
Sure.
You just gotta have a fire in your bed.
Wow, what if Kevin Sr. is orchestrating all this shit?
I don't think he is. He doesn't seem like he knows exactly what he's doing. He just happened to be in a in
He's
a
just listening
altered
to the
state where he
voices.
could
No
connect.
way. He was the one telling Kevin, you gotta start listening. He was the one that sent Kevin the National Geographic. He was the one that was like hearing other people. They were probably telling him, you gotta get your son in
Send
on
flowers
this shit.
to this thing or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Maybe.
I have some things, but because I know what happens, I can't say.
Man, I forgot what happened.
Shit.
So I feel like
You better continue to forget, because if you're spoiling some shit, I'll slap you.
okay, so some of the stuff from the
Wiki.
wiki is saying Damon Lindelof said that this episode was inspired in part by Tony Soprano's coma dream in the early 6th season of The Sopranos.
Coma dream. So maybe Mary is there.
Here's his quote. When you mention these other ideas like The Sopranos, which obviously we were paying homage to in terms of the Kevin Finnerty episodes, where Tony...
Wait, Kevin what?
This is Sopranos stuff, where Tony was in the space between life and death, and he didn't remember who he was, but there was this kind of mundane feeling to the place he was. Okay.
Spoilers.
The quote
for
on
Sopranos.
the quote on Kevin's closet doors comes from Greek philosopher Epictetus. Epictetus?
Hepatitis?
Is that one word or two?
Epictetus is one word.
Oh.
EPICT.
ETUS.
Show me.
Show me.
Oh,
When's the last time you guys seen Christine?
never heard of him.
I mean, it's been at least 10 years for me.
I don't know who that is.
It's the
My
Stephen King
favorite
movie.
line from Christine. All right. Show me.
Let's see. There does not appear to be any historical support for Patty's assertion that John Wilkes Booth hated slavery, as he was a vocal supporter of the practice. Maybe that's a weird.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about that one, but she can be very convincing.
It could also just be about this weird universe they're in, and she thinks that that's what happened there.
I mean, she's using it as a good device. I like what she's saying with that analogy, but it would be better, yeah, if they used a real one.
Patty references being on the syndicated game show Jeopardy. Damon Lindelof said the writers made this choice in part due to the fact that Jeopardy contestants phrase their answers in the form of a question, just as The Leftovers is more interested in questions than answers.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see. This episode had its origins in conversations the writers had about the idea of the prophet's dilemma, as first mentioned in Guest. Which episode was that? I can't remember. And how it might apply to Kevin. Consulting producer / religious scholar Reza Aslan told the other writers that Kevin is not a prophet, but a shaman, meaning that he receives information in dreams, but is given no guidance to interpreting it. Aslan also said that a shaman has to die and go to the other side to be reborn with his powers. So, the writers decided early in the season to eventually have Kevin die to do battle with Patty and have the show's version of Dante's Inferno. They also knew that the episode had to climax with Kevin killing Patty, but also finally understanding her, paying off her line in Cairo when she kills herself, "You understand." Beyond that, they did not develop what the other place would look like any further until it was time to actually write this episode. After trying many different approaches, one of the writers said that Kevin had to assassinate Patty, and that proved to be the key to developing the world. When asked to define whether the hotel is purely Kevin's psychotic break or a mythical space, Damon Lindelof has said that the answer lies somewhere between boring and too weird, but also has acknowledged that co-creator Tom Perrotta and other writers might feel differently. However, Lindelof has also said that the writers made clear determinations on elements such as whether or not Kevin's visions of Patty were real or a psychotic break, and whether Isaac was the real deal, while simultaneously ensuring that there were always explanations to support a non-magical interpretation of every event besides the departure. Lindelof believes that since 2% of the world's population disappeared, the show's events should be 2% magical, but he also embraces the viewpoint of audience members who do not want anything besides the departure to be supernatural. What? Interesting.
I was curious what Tom Perrotta thought of this episode. It feels like a pretty far cry from the first season that was based more directly on the book.
Yeah.
I mean, the show isn't 2% magical. It's like 40% magical. Maybe 30.
Mm.
That's
you
like
told
a
Damon
real
Lindelof
extreme.
to get his math straight.
Honestly, yeah, it really annoys me that he would have said that. Like, come on, look yourself in the mirror for a second.
Let's call Damon Lindelof.
Yeah.
The hotel's
You should
name.
have asked him, you dummy.
The hotel's name is only seen as Hotel and Resort.
Cool.
The real-world shooting locations for the hotel is the Sheraton Austin Hotel at the Capitol.
Oh.
Holy shit, I might have stayed there before. Okay. The hotel's fire alarm repeatedly going off corresponds to Kevin Sr. trying to communicate with Kevin Jr. through the TV using fire as a conduit.
Mm-hmm. Shaman.
Yep.
Shit.
Supporting the interpretation of the hotel being a supernatural space as opposed to Kevin's psychological construct, the audience never saw Kevin learn about the birds, Erica berries, one of which seems to pop up
Erica
in the hotel.
berries. That sounds like a color from
Let's
David.
have some Erica berries. It is
Erica berry pie, anyone?
Ooh, fresh Erica berry pie. It is possible that Nora told him about the bird burying the same night Erica told Nora. It is also possible that Virgil told Kevin the night Kevin sleepwalked to Virgil's trailer, since Erica's grandmother who passed on the myth may have been Virgil's mother. Virgil impliedly referenced.
I like that better.
I don't
Cool.
like that. I like that he just saw it there.
You like Erica berries?
I like Erica berries.
Virgil impliedly referenced the bird burying in Lens when he offered Erica a bird.
You want to take a bird with you?
Virgil asking if Kevin is a guest, and Kevin denying this, calls to mind Nora enjoying the anonymity of being a guest in the episode of the same name. All right. Oh, here we go. Damon Lindelof has pointed to the Latina woman dressed in scrubs as support for the idea that the hotel is a magical space accessible to people besides Kevin. Fuck you, Owen.
Let's find your bird.
If you listen carefully to what she's saying, that may give an indication of an alternate theory. In an alternate theory, okay. In her first appearance, she appears to be meeting with her own concierge / guide in the parking garage. Oh, she's the girl in the parking garage.
Yeah.
Just as
So
Kevin.
then, why did Locke give the taxi driver a tip?
It sounds like
Because he didn't know yet, Owen. That's why.
He did know the whole time.
All right, listen.
Get out of here, Owen.
I feel like it's the same conversation, though. You know what I mean?
The woman.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Lindelof.
There are
like,
parallels.
yeah, is it metaphor? Is it symbolism? But it's also real. Like, I think all answers are right a lot of the time.
Yeah.
I have a thought.
Okay.
The woman who's body doubling as Patty. Oh, she just says she went to Colombia to get surgery.
Yeah.
She's not from Colombia.
Yeah.
Oh, because it could have been her heart then. You know.
Oh, interesting.
Probably potentially South American something. I don't know.
It says the woman protests that she is not a doctor. In her second appearance during the fire alarm evacuation, the woman is excitedly explaining to a hotel employee that she has a human heart in the cooler she's carrying, and if he does not let her in, someone will die. Lindelof is presumably implying that this woman is on her own mission, like Kevin. Although in the interview, Lindelof says that he does not believe Kevin speaks Spanish, Kevin does speak stilted but serviceable Spanish in Solace for Tired Feet. But it is arguably
At the library.
That's right. It is arguably unlikely that he would be able to dream in Spanish as quickly and fluently as the two women speaking. Wow, so she's like on her own mission at the hotel.
That is a very cool that I did not pick up on.
Spinoff series. I smell a spinoff.
You could do Mary's
Erica Berries coming to HBO.
Erica Berries. You could do a Mary's Coma spinoff too.
Mary's Coma.
Question?
Brain come up with stuff in dreams that is surprising to the other part of your brain as it's realizing it happening in the dream. You know what I'm talking about?
Wait, say again?
You can like scare yourself or surprise yourself in a dream.
But you can't speak fluent Spanish if you don't speak fluent Spanish.
No, but like I'll be editing footage in a dream that my brain is creating for me, but then the other part of my brain in the dream is going like, oh, I got to look at this shot because I got to look at this and whatever. But my brain's inventing footage that I haven't seen before in a dream.
But it's still subconsciously stuff you've seen, though.
It's stuff you've seen in the world at some point.
At some point,
you've seen a tree before and you've seen a road before.
Oh,
so
you can
like
imagine
a unique
in your
tree
dream.
and road is okay.
Absolutely
to imagine.
not. You cannot imagine. And
What?
this conversation
Are you
is
kidding me?
this
A
conversation
cat
is
bit me
heading
the other
toward.
day in a
This is
dream.
heresy, and I will mute you all.
Heresy.
Treason.
what's real
Some would say
anymore.
it's
Crimson.
crimson. Ah, fuck. All right. Did you guys know that the drug that Kevin Sr. talks about is a fake drug called God's tongue? It doesn't exist in real life.
Oh, I didn't. I thought it was just ayahuasca.
I bet there's a marijuana strain out there named it.
Oh, that's
Oh,
great.
gosh.
Patty's security guard congratulating Kevin on being well endowed references the tabloid focus on Justin Theroux's sweatpants bulge and paparazzi photos taken during the shooting of the pilot.
That was Jamie's favorite part.
Yeah, also just the footage from the show. You don't need paparazzi pics to see
I
that
know.
ding.
You can see the ding-a-ling in the show, too.
I say fuck too.
Patty's line that the polls say the guilty... Wait, Patty's line that the polls say the guilty remnants message is confusing is another reference to criticism of the show's depiction of the guilty remnant in the first season.
Yeah, and actually what it is actually confusing.
And
You dingle.
Patty says our cave collapsed, referencing the opening scene of the second season premiere.
Steve and I squealed.
Yeah. Did you get that, Brett?
That clip?
No, did you remember her saying that, or you got the clip?
Yes. I didn't pull that as a clip.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I just wanted to
But I
know if
was
you
with it.
heard that part. Yeah.
And in my head, I thought that better not be the only connection to that opening bit in season 2.
No, I think that says a lot about the whole town and the whole show.
It's just human nature. That is an example for the community having to come together. Maybe you're not all immediate family members, but that's under extreme circumstances, humanity.
Well, transparently, I had forgotten about the way that season 2 opened, and then that reminded me, and I was like, that better mean something.
But wait, there is more that it means, because in that interaction...
Oh, wait, there's more.
Let's find your bird.
In that interaction, she's talking about like survival, like people either... She talks about a baby having attachment issues and not being able to love so quickly, and if that's like a negative, or can it be turned into a strength and all that.
Yeah.
She talks about
That's
that
right,
whole stream, and to me, that's everything about that is about the opening of season 2. It's like they took the same basic outline of a concept and they gave it to 3 different filmmakers and were like, make it. And one of them is a bunch of scenes from The Leftovers. One of them is the scene from the hotel. And one of them is the scene that opens season 2. Like, they're just 3 different ways to tell the same basic story.
Yeah, they're really connecting it for sure.
Yeah, they're just kind of giving you different characters, different setup, but to tell the same story. So that's hammered.
And it kind of pertains slightly to even our situation in humanity, where we kind of have experienced this huge change in the planet and this huge change for people and humanity, and we all have to like figure out what to do now that the cave collapsed. You know, we have to like figure out how we're gonna fix things and make
Special edition of Leftovers where they CGI'd masks on everybody.
What if they did that, like E.T. and Star Wars stuff?
Would
guys,
it be even rougher to watch now? Oh my god!
Do you guys remember on when Kevin's being taken to Patty's suite, there's like someone in an executioner's hood being escorted out by a guilty remnant member?
I didn't think it was an executioner's
Oh,
hood.
yeah, and he was wearing the police uniform.
Yeah,
he's wearing
Kevin's
a Mapleton police uniform.
Was it Mapleton?
And what it's saying here is that it seems to be the one that was in Kevin's closet.
Yeah.
Whereas the priest Kevin later sees in the elevator is wearing a different vestment than the one that had been in Kevin's closet.
Whoa.
So it's interesting. It's almost like...
Didn't he also kind of look like a younger Matt?
Oh.
The priest. Oh, interesting. as shit.
Interesting.
He is very Matt.
Yeah,
Expression.
who the fuck? What was with that priest anyway? He
We're
was
gonna
like-
have to wait till Kevin's closet next spring.
from the creators of
Mary's
the
Coma.
other place
From the
Mary's
creators of Erica's
Berries.
Berries. Erica Berries.
and the good place. Aside from Mary,
In the good place.
who is brain
Can we
dead,
have posters? Somebody should make a poster for Erica Berries, Mary's
Coma, and Kevin's closet.
Kevin's
Wow, the trilogy.
aside from aside from Mary, who is brain dead and potentially between two worlds,
Between two ferns.
and David Burton, who has previously gone to the other side and come back at least once, Neil is the only real-world character in the hotel. So that is David Burton, Alana.
No, they said because he had gone there and come back. They didn't confirm
okay.
that the guy on
All
the
right, yeah,
bridge
maybe
is
you're right.
DB.
Neil is the only real-world character in the hotel who has not been confirmed dead in the real-world road rules.
Challenge.
Although he claims to have choked on a piece of chicken, he was seemingly alive a few months earlier in Gladys when Patty left a bag of feces on his doorstep. That's true.
That was barely a few months. It's been like a year since then.
The script says that
Look how old the baby is.
You could choke on a
It's
chicken.
totally
any
been like
day.
a year.
you could choke on a chicken any time of the day. The script says that when young Patty opens the door to her room for Kevin, Patty is still wearing the sign that reads, "I need to keep my mouth shut," implying an earlier scene that was cut from the final edit where she was seen with the sign.
What was she doing with it? What the heck?
I don't know.
That's not enough info, Wiki.
Virgil says the well is a straight shot out of the I-55. Interstate 55 does not go through Texas. It runs from Chicago into Louisiana.
So you're right.
Blew it.
Location ambiguous.
When Kevin and Patty go to the well, Kevin drives the same white Mercedes Evie and her friends disappeared from in Axis Mundi. Even the license plate number is the same. Damn.
I was wondering if they were going to do that because they showed the license plate so clear.
The well is in the exact spot where the cave woman died in the opening scene of Axis Mundi. Per the pamphlet, it is called the Orphan's Well, presumably referring to the cave woman's baby, and was built by indigenous peoples. Interestingly, the well does not seem to exist on that spot in our reality. This again provides support for a mystical interpretation of this episode's reality, as Kevin would have no way of knowing about the cave woman and her baby. Yeah, parallel
That's
reality.
interesting. Let me ask you another question.
Okay.
Does the fact that we don't see the three girls at the hotel infer that they're not dead?
Or that they are dead and passed on if it's like a limbo space.
Yeah,
If
seemingly,
passed beyond
yeah.
it. Beyond it.
But I mean,
was-
within the construct of the show, if they wanted us to know they were dead, they would have shown them, right?
Seemingly.
Just like kicking it at the pool or
I
something.
think-
No, I don't
I-
think that.
I mean-
I don't think the hotel means dead. I think the hotel is between dead. It's like on your way, like you haven't gone to the light yet, so to speak.
Yeah.
that
like-
bird is dead.
And then once it's dead,
Dead.
it goes all the way. Like once he kills Patty, she goes all the way.
does that
once
mean that-
whatever happens, they go all the way.
That means that bird's purpose was
He
to be
killed that
crushed by a
assassin.
binder?
No, it's in the it's in this in between.
Oh, it's somewhere
now.
where it
Yes.
doesn't belong, like Kevin is, pretty
Yeah,
much.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like it feels like it's an interim
Yeah,
space.
yeah,
The
yeah.
hotel. A hotel is a place where you're visiting. You know, it's not a place where you're like
Wait,
in
what?
your done spot now.
I thought a hotel is where you live now. According
It's
to
funny because when you guys look at each other on my screen, you're looking away
They
from
go
each
the
other.
opposite
Oh, no,
ways.
I-
I know.
But just now,
I wasn't looking at
you
her.
really-
I looked out the
yeah,
window.
but this time on my screen, you sure were.
Oh, okay.
Can I move you? No.
Steve.
Oh,
It was
now-
the first time you turned into
Oh,
dress
that's
Alana
funny. That's
properly.
That's really
Steve.
funny.
Hey, Steve.
Yeah, the order in mine is Alana first, and then Brett, and then Owen, and then me. Guys, according to the brochure, the Orphan's Well forms a conduit between the world of the living and the spirit world, also known as an Axis Mundi, which is the title of the second season premiere.
I never knew what an Axis Mundi was.
Book to show, Kevin summarizes Patty and the Guilty Remnants' message as wanting to destroy families. In the book, the Guilty Remnants' philosophy describes family as one of the discredited forms post-departure.
What? A discredited form?
A discredited form.
Will you read that whole statement again?
Kevin summarizes Patty and the Guilty Remnants' message. Patty and the Guilty Remnant is my new favorite TV show. That's a spin-off of
Patty
Kevin's
and the
Closet.
Guilty Remnant?
Yeah.
That's a spin-off of Kevin's Closet.
It's a 3-cam audience
It's a
sitcom
sitcom.
where all the Guilty Remnant live in a house together, and they they get into all sorts
and
of
they go
mischief.
they create a band
The
and
sitcom
Patty is
is
the
all
lead
signs,
singer.
but the audience still laugh.
Yeah. Like one of them
Mhm.
like never talks, and some of them will go off and like talk. Just
And
they're breaking the
they
rules.
create a band, like a stomp style band, and
No,
Patty's
it's just
the lead.
It's a band where all the words are done by
yeah,
cards.
the words are done, but then there's beats done on like trash cans and stuff.
like everyone's playing the beat of a song, and it sounds like there should be choruses and stuff, but it's just the cards come up for all the lyrics.
Hello.
Hello.
They're smoking the whole room.
Hello.
All right. So that's it from the Wikipedia on that
That's it?
episode. But I did pull up something Damon Lindelof said way back when the show first aired, and he talked a little bit about the episode. And I wanted to read a little bit of this to you guys, and then we can get into clips and shit or talk about some more stuff. But
Cave collapsed, Kevin.
Arcade Fire, Kevin. Series co-creator Damon Lindelof, who has been in radio silence mode for much of the season, briefly lifted his self-imposed gag order Sunday night, sharing with TV Line the following statement about International Assassin. The Leftovers is a show based on a supernatural premise, and although we want the storytelling to feel as grounded as possible, the presence of Patty after her death flirts directly with that premise.
Delicious.
Delicious. What is this? Karen Berry?
It's Erica Berries.
Erica Berries.
Berries.
Sorry, my bad.
Berries are disgusting.
There are those who don't like it when the show gets too weird, and they are likely to assume this episode was all in Kevin's head, an ongoing fever dream catalyzed by whether Virgil made him drink, a further manifestation of the psychosis Laurie diagnosed, of whatever Virgil made him drink. There are also those who will assign a supernatural interpretation to this episode. God damn it, here goes Lindelof with the purgatory nonsense again. We get it, asshole. It is not our... It's not our place to explain ourselves nor clarify this debate. The show has to speak for itself on this front. I make no apologies for this, as Tom, the writers, and I have always been upfront about the storytelling on this show being purposefully ambiguous. The Leftovers isn't about answers, it's about the frustration of not getting them and the emotional state that drives our characters too. Like throwing
You have the "We need some freaking answers" clip teed up.
I need some freaking answers.
That's a different show. He said at the beginning, we're never going to know about the departure, right?
I can't remember.
Oh, did he?
I can't remember
I think
that.
so.
I kind of came to that. I made my peace with that last week.
He might not have said it that way, but it was, at the very least, he was like, unlike Lost, this is really just about the characters. Oh, I guess they kind of say that about Lost anyways, but he's like, don't worry about the mystery stuff.
Let the mystery be.
Yeah, exactly.
Let
like
the mystery
theme song.
be.
Oh, it made me so sad to hear that song again. I love it.
He says it's about the frustration of not getting them and the emotional state that drives our characters too. Like throwing rocks through the windows of people we feel sympathy for or drinking poison. All that said, our intentions here was simple. To try to do something different and unexpected and above all emotional. And regardless of what people think of the writing and or storytelling, I hope they can appreciate the incredible performances from Justin and Anne, who committed to this fully and fearlessly. I'm proud and honored to be the beneficiary of their immense talents. Oh, and there's still 2 episodes to go.
Which one's Anne?
Anne Dowd plays Patty.
Oh.
Yeah.
Also got Watchmen vibes with the same piece of classical music being used to score the entire episode.
Yeah.
It was like when what's his name, where they kept Ozymandias every time
Right.
he had that same piece of music play.
Which I think the piece of music is it?
I don't know why that works. If you put that in
it really was impactful on this.
I know,
episode.
but
Yeah,
it led to the whole like international spy kind of vibe.
Yeah.
There's a lot of I don't know. I feel like James Bond and stuff is always at the opera doing something, or maybe that was once in one movie. But
to you, that was like the same piece of music just keeps coming in over and over, and I'm like, what do you think? You'd be like, are you out of your mind?
But it
Dude, it's
also
great, though.
helps us feel like we're in a specific like world, and that's
Yeah.
the world. It's like, this is what the oxygen smells like here, this music, so it's just always going to be there.
For those curious.
also, it made me want to see a Justin Theroux Bond.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He might be
He's-
too
where is
old
he from
now.
originally?
If he can do a good British accent, he's not too old.
Isn't
You
he
know how old
from?
these
He's like
Bonds are?
Australian
I
or
think
something,
he's an
right?
East Coast boy. No. He's an
I
American.
thought he was American.
He's American. We'll get to that in a second, but I wanted to say, for those curious, the music track is apparently called, that piece of music is called Nabucco, Chorus of the Hebrew Slaves.
Whoa.
Yeah. I don't know if there's any significance to that, but
Arcade
that's what it's called.
collapsed, Kevin.
All right, well, how about we get to
He's
some
from
clips?
Washington D.C. I just want to close that loop.
Oh, great. Nice work, Brett.
But he does a great British accent in Your Highness.
Oh.
Oh, that's a movie I'll never see again in my life.
Oh,
All right,
I
let's
love
go
that
to
movie.
clips. How about that, guys? You want
Clips.
Clip.
You guys want to do
Clip.
some clips?
Clip. Clip. Kevin. Kevin.
Oh wait, isn't the reason why we didn't do this one because it's a copywritten song?
I have no idea. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Are you sure?
No.
All right.
But I don't think so.
If this isn't available for you to watch in video form, it's because of this
Clips?
track.
Yes.
Hope it was
I
worth
feel
it.
like someone made this for us.
Clips.
So, I mean, are you gonna choke me or what?
Jackpot.
All right.
All right.
I ate the last of this delicious omelet Alana made for me. Shout out to Alana.
Oh, it's not a bad-
Shout out to the chickens who
Alana.
provided their babies to me.
Put
We
some
all
Erica's
died
berries in there.
last night.
What's that?
What about last night?
Do you guys think that we all died last night and we're in like some sort of limbo right now?
You know what? I will
No.
say, because of all the motherfucking fireworks in LA, the air quality is apparently hazardous in Los Angeles right now. And if you go
How
outside,
was it?
if you go outside, you cannot see any horizon whatsoever, and it actually kind of stings your eyes a little bit.
Brett,
How
I've never
bad was
experienced.
it?
I've never experienced anything like it. It was 3 or 4 hours non-stop.
Yeah, nonstop.
Nonstop, like you know the sounds of rain. How many driplets there
Yeah.
are? It was like that of fireworks. Like
We were watching-
We're in Jersey, and it sounded like we were at war.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
it sounded like here.
It was just like, oh, this is it. This is what it sounds like, and it was weirdly unsettling.
Jersey boy.
I felt like I was in like a haunting like Miyazaki movie sequence.
Mm.
All right, let's get to
It
some
didn't
clips.
bother me.
All right,
No, but it was truly bizarre. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was a lot.
all right, clips time, motherfuckers. Here we go. Here's the first clip.
Kevin.
She's not here, Kevin. She's not here, Kevin. 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 She's not here, Kevin. 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 Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin. Kevin. Kevin. She's not here, Kevin. 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 Kevin.
Kevin's closet.
Kevin. Kevin. She's not here, Kevin. Kevin. She's not here, Kevin. Kevin.
All right. Next clip.
Kevin.
Next clip.
Really? You want me to go outside to say fuck?
Sounds like an invitation.
Shit, where's that other one?
I say fuck too.
There we go. Lots of good fucks in this show.
Tell him it was sex stuff.
Let's hear it again.
Yeah.
Tell him it was sex stuff. Kevin? Tell him it was sex stuff. Kevin.
In Cairo, Egypt, there is an ancient artifact. It's in a museum now. They found it in the tomb of Amenhotep. Scholars call it the wishing cup. You need to acquire this cup. It's more of a chalice, actually. It's going to be heavily guarded, but you need to get it any way you can, because once you do, you need to fill it with your cum, Kevin. And then you need to drink it down. Every last drop.
So we're watching this. I know she's fucking with him, but this is the first episode Jamie has seen. And the whole time I'm like, I really hope she thinks this is what's happening next. Like, well, I guess they're going to go to Cairo now.
This motherfucker's going to go to Cairo.
And just jerk off for the whole next episode.
Wow.
Fuck, that's so good. That's a great clip. I'm going to open the show with that.
Wake up!
What?
Wake up!
We wanted
Wake up?
We wanted him to go, wake up!
Wake up!
When he tried to wake him up from when he was...
That's great.
Yeah, it's Virgil going, wake up.
Wake up!
Kevin. That's borderline racist, what that is.
Oh, yeah, I wanted that clip because that's going to come in handy in the future.
Handy? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's borderline racist, what that is.
All right.
That is.
A magical black man in the woods.
Oh, yeah.
That's borderline racist.
Sorry, there's a bird in here. Sorry, there's a bird in here.
There's a bird in here.
I got the bird.
The fire alarm went off, sir, and we have a bird loose in the lobby.
We have a bird loose in the lobby.
Sorry, there's a bird in here.
The fire alarm went off, sir, and we have a bird loose in the lobby.
Let's find your bird.
You want to take a bird with you?
A lot of birds in this one. Is birds the new eggs?
Yes.
Absolutely.
The eggs have hatched and they're now birds. What is that?
What happened to your hand?
Got it.
Did you put Neosporin on it?
Hey, once again.
Oh, fuck, that's such a good clip.
What happened to your hand?
Caught it.
Did you put Neosporin on it?
I also wanted him to go, yeah. He says you put Neosporin on it. Yeah.
No.
Wayne, will you shoot this motherfucker in the face for me? Wayne, will you shoot this motherfucker in the face for me?
Remember when Garth said that in Wayne's World?
He get lots of shit. Well received, technically. He get lots of shit. Well received, technically.
All right. Last
Kevin?
clip.
Patty was shitting on his chest a lot just to make him happy.
No, she
You
wasn't.
never asked her.
That was the whole thing.
You never asked her to shit on her chest.
And that, okay.
Yeah,
I
he
forgot.
did say that. He said that she thought it was weird that he never asked her.
Not weird. It was. I mean, it says how much he cared about her, how intimate he was with her, et cetera, et cetera. That's what it was. Is like a big reason for their breakup, outside of how abusive he was.
Kevin?
All right. Well, that's it for clips, guys. What do you say we
No,
jump?
but there's one more clip.
There is? Oh yeah, there is. You're right. It's this one.
I got it. Got it, people. I got the bird.
Let's hear it again.
It's clapping.
I got it. Got it, people. I got the bird. Thank you.
Can I request?
There's a bird in here.
The fire alarm went off, sir, and we have a bird loose in the lobby. You want to take a bird with
Let's
you?
find your bird.
Can I request you play the fire alarm, or you play the bird? I got the bird one, and then follow it up with when they all start clapping and saying word.
Oh yeah,
fucking
go
whatever,
fuck
that chant.
ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got it. Got it, people. I got the bird.
Go fuck yourself! Go fuck yourself! Go fuck yourself!
Hey, Officer Mustard Stain.
Go fuck yourself! Go fuck yourself! Go fuck yourself! Well, Kevin, that there looks like a fellow who's a solution to all our problems.
All right.
I want a back-to-back of the bird with the go fuck ourselves. I caught it.
All right, what do you guys say we jump into some
We did.
emails?
Kevin.
Took your top. Look who's here.
Fuck your daughter.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, shit!
Billy Ray. Officer Mustard Stain.
Time for some
Emails.
Get down to pit 4. There's fucking birds on the table.
What's that from?
It's from when he's at the casino and the pigeons are on the.
Wow, I forgot the damn bird.
Get down to pit 4. There's fucking birds on the table.
Got him. I got the
Jill,
bird.
did you steal the baby Jesus?
Did you steal the baby Jesus?
I have shovels in my trunk.
Is that your son?
Mm-hmm. Kid's an asshole.
Was that hard enough, or do I need another oar?
All right.
Wow. So many.
First
clips.
email comes from Charles Breadstick. Says, hey, bitch boys and fuckos. My name is Chunky Bunky, and I'm your best pal.
Beautiful poetry.
Here's a hot clip for you boys. I hope you love it a lot. All right. It's called Good Clip. Here it comes. Get ready.
Sorry about the dog.
I love the clip. Charlie Breadstick. What the fuck?
That's the clip?
Yeah.
Once again.
Sorry about the dog.
I love the clip. Charlie Breadstick.
That's a good clip.
This next clip comes from Max, everybody. Max in the house.
Jackpot.
Oh, shit! We got a player here.
Hey, Alana, Brett, Steve, and Owen. Hopefully, Owen is actually there and not looking like a damn fool right now.
He's both.
Oh, he says, I hope I'm not looking like a damn fool because he said hi to Owen. Theories and questions. 1, I guess that was the hotel David Burton was talking about. Checked out of a hotel from that incomprehensible Australian accent.
Molesy bites.
What do you guys think of the other outfits in Kevin's wardrobe and the people wearing them? Were they also trying to get rid of their force ghosts?
They were trying to get rid of their foreskin.
Yes, their body bag skin.
Their whole episode was just about circumcision.
Did Mary die, or could she be stuck in limbo and she's trying to come back to life?
I think we know she is. Isn't that what that type of vegetative state is?
Lastly,
I don't think we know anything.
I don't think we know anything either,
Okay,
but
okay,
we're definitely, we got a lot of theories, though. Lastly, I think Kevin definitely has some sort of higher purpose, and that's why he keeps getting saved by earthquakes. Maybe his tattoos are some sort of scripture, some Prison Break-esque stuff. That's all, folks. Love, Max.
I have been wondering about his tattoos.
Me
Is
too.
that his? Is that
And
Justin
no mention
Theroux?
of them.
Yeah, those are his real tattoos.
Yeah, those are Justin Theroux's tattoos, right? So
Yeah.
I'm not taking them as.
Oh, are they
character.
really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he's a very
Okay, then.
tattooed up boy. That one on his back and everything, that's real.
He's an Erica
He's a beautiful
Berries.
man.
He's a gorgeous man.
Beautiful man.
Dude's gorgeous.
He's a delight.
Beto sends us an email.
Go fuck yourself.
And wait, where's my shit? Do I still have it? Oh, here it is. Oh no! Damn. I thought I still had my go fuck yourself Becca to goo. Beto Guevara says, hello, Steve, Alana, and Brett. Is that Owen I see there? Oh no,
Is
that's
Beto the new or this season's Dan?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's the leftovers Dan.
He says, oh no, that's not Owen. That's just Patty again. My bad.
How did he know? Oh my god, he predicted it.
Owen, can you tell us once and for all, do you smoke to remember that the world ended?
He smokes
Think
to
of
remember.
my legitimate answer for that. It seems about right. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Then that's okay.
From episode 207, Beto says, I henceforth ask that everyone's junk gets called that foul machinery below the waist which transgresses the laws of men.
Yeah, what a line.
Yes, crazy Santa living in the tower is a living, breathing success story if I ever saw one. I can see why Michael gives food to crazy tower Santa all the time. Also, that's why John doesn't want Michael giving him food. He has a connection to Virgil.
Yeah.
It's a really good point.
That's fantastic.
I do not remember any TV cliffhanger being this good. I cannot imagine having to wait a week for the next episode after that. And we certainly did.
Yeah, how was that?
I was talking to Alana about it. It was really insane to, first of all, see the main character of the show die. Because then you're like, well, I guess, is it possible? I mean, this show is already pretty bonkers and 2% of the world disappeared. So is it possible that
And
they
it's
just
2% magic on this show. Wow.
It could be 2% magic. Now,
but like at this point, I
2%
know
magic.
that he's in the 3rd season, so
Well,
it's not
sure.
as disturbing or upsetting for me. But you,
Yeah, but is
watching
that
it real time.
But is that really Kevin in season 3, or is that someone else?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, this is Damon Lindelof. At this point, Kevin could be literally dead, and the rest of the show could be in purgatory.
Yeah.
Kevin.
Like
Kevin.
having been super familiar with Lost and stuff, I don't think it was that like. It was a shocking moment, but it wasn't like. Do you think he could really be dead? Like, probably not.
I mean, I thought
he might not have even died in theory.
Dude, if I'm watching it and that happens, and then next week he's not on it, and we're focused on John. Is John the neighbor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would be like, I'm in. Let's go. What? Give me
I know.
John's story.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. I actually felt that way in the beginning of the season too. It felt like it was just going to be about John and his family, and we weren't going to see Justin Theroux at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fact, I mean, it was really difficult to see that episode and then have to wait a week, especially being as obsessed with the show as I was at the time, and it was just really shocking.
Speaking of John and his family, I was sad that I didn't get to see Regina King.
I know.
I'm looking forward to that.
Or Coons.
She'll be back. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, well,
only a little.
we got a
tiny
little.
bit of Coons.
Yeah.
That's
So
true.
episode.
You're the only one that's stopping you from continuing to watch the show with us.
That's true. You could
really only handle happy things right now, Brad.
Well, that's not a spoiler or anything. 208.
What?
Well, no one's.
The music is very Watchmen-like. It reminded me of every time we saw Ozymandias in Europa. There you go. Virgil said Kevin needed a guide. If he kills himself, he can guide Kevin in the afterlife, as well as atone for his sins. Yes. Anytime someone says, "Don't drink the water here," I am instantly interested. I guess it's a trope, but it gets me every time.
Trope, he means.
Is it a trope?
I get you could say it's a trope, but it's not without meaning. Like it still means something every
You're
time.
like, don't drink the water. Sure.
Dead Wayne is way more interesting than the Huggy live one. I fucking love. We need to talk just very quickly about the subtlety in that moment when when it seems like he's gonna tell Kevin one more thing. And you see that weird look in his face, but it was literally because he was just listening to someone talking to him on his headset, which has totally happened to me in real life, and I'm sure
it's happened.
It's happened to all of
many
you
times because we work on sets.
But it's such a fun psych out moment where you're like, "Holy shit, Holy Wayne! He's got to say something to Kevin, right? That'll be some kind of mystery revealing thing, or maybe we'll get a new mystery or whatever." But instead, he's just like, "No, oh, she's coming down. Okay, we'll see you in a sec." Okay, good to meet you.
I loved it.
So he is so good on Peep Show.
Oh yeah,
that's what I know him from. That's I'm like I know him
Alan
with a British
Johnson.
accent. What is it?
Yeah.
Peep Show.
Yeah. Did you know Malcolm worked with him, Owen?
Yeah, he was on Timeless, I think.
He was on
right?
Timeless.
Yeah. Somebody. I just started looking up all the different cast people, and then like Virgil was in the Blues Brothers movie and all kinds of.
Oh
crazy
shit! Hey,
He looks really familiar.
Should we just do Timeless next season and have Malcolm be a guest on every episode?
Would he want to?
Yeah.
I never saw it.
He would love it.
I
I
didn't
never
watch
saw
any of it
either.
Anytime, let's see. Patty says our cave collapsed and we can spend our lives looking through the rubble, or we can transform. Cool connection to the first episode of the season.
And
we could roll right into Preacher.
Yeah, I'm into that. No wife, no kid, no responsibilities. That's a great job. I can see why you picked it. Either Neil is full of wisdom or Kevin is very transparent. Yeah.
I don't think Neil's full of wisdom.
Did the guy at the bridge sound slightly
Full of
Australian to anyone else?
Yes, Australian.
Yes. Damn,
Tundra,
is this
100%.
show good
Yeah.
or what? Until next week, Don Beto.
Do you guys think? Why do you think the guy was Australian? Do you think it was David?
David Burton?
David Burton
It's very
or someone
possible.
else?
It's possible, but I guess we didn't get an indication that David Burton died again, and I guess the timeline wouldn't really work out since
But
he had
does
already
time
risen.
matter? Because it's a
Well,
parallel
his
universe.
dad is
so
in
time could be
Australia.
different. His dad is also
His
in
dad
Australia.
is in Australia, yeah.
So if his dad's sending people to do stuff in the purgatory,
You think he is?
he could have just as easily sent this gentleman.
Well, we were talking about this theory because we were thinking maybe he sent the flowers to Mary as well.
Yeah, but sending
Right.
flowers and sending a person are two totally different things.
That's true.
I think.
And also,
Are they? I mean, it's quarantine.
All right, Darren Hicks sends an email saying a Wild Season 2 Episode 8 trivia fact appears. Hey, beautiful humans. A couple of quick things before I jump into the morat of this email. Number one.
Rat?
Off Ramp is an amazing episode and in my top 5 of the series. Steve, you crazy. Hashtag Steve, no. Nah, I'm just not interested in...
What's
the
off ramp?
It's the one with Tom and Lori and...
Oh, okay.
The one where he becomes the new Holy Wayne, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, No Room at the Inn is an amazing episode. Alana and Brett, you crazy. Hashtag Steve alright. Okay, here it is. Episode 8, International Assassin, and Episode 6, Lens, were both directed by Craig Zobel. In addition to the films Compliance, also starring Ann Dowd, and The Hunt, written by Damon Lindelof, in 1996, Craig and two brothers named Mike and Matt Chapman wrote a storybook while interning for the Atlanta Olympics called The Homestar Runner Enters the Strongest Man in the World contest. This book would then go on to become the internet cartoon sensation known as Homestar Runner. Whoa. That's incredible trivia. So that's...
Zobel a Homestar?
Wait, what?
Is that what you're saying? Craig Zobel co-created Homestar Runner?
Yeah.
None of that makes sense to me. Will somebody put that into
Well,
terms
do you
of
know-
someone else?
Do you know what Homestar Runner is?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, it was this very popular Flash cartoon with a guy who sounded like this, and he had a Mexican wrestler hat on, and he was animated, and he sounded like this.
I hear
his
you,
name
but it doesn't
was
ring a bell.
His name was
Bad.
Strong Bad. And then there was like a bunch of other characters. It was
And the
very funny.
interesting thing about this is just
Is the
finding
guy-
out that this person made something here. It's not
Yeah.
doesn't have anything to do with leftovers though.
No, but
I'll
that's
be
a-
honest.
but that's a big
Alana,
deal.
this is worth a quick Google search.
Zobel directed International Assassin, and he
Yes.
and he co-wrote The Hunt that just came out,
What's
and
The
he
Hunt?
directed it.
The Hunt is Damon
Yeah.
Lindelof's movie where they're hunting Republicans.
And I think he also
Or Republicans
worked on...
are hunting liberals? I can't remember.
No,
No, the
yeah,
liberals are hunting the
Republicans.
Republicans, right?
I wish it was a little better, but it was pretty good. But they also
It's fun.
he also worked on Watchmen too, so he's
Um,
been on Leftovers and Watchmen and stuff. And apparently he co-created Homestar.
Man, I gotta
Runner.
show
It's like,
Alana some Homestar Runner because that's some good times.
she'll get just show her like a couple little ones. She'll get the gist of it.
I'll watch it if you dang watch Bravest Warriors already.
All right.
And
Anyway,
then watch Happy Tree Friends right after.
oh man, Happy Tree Friends. Anyway, so he says that's it from goofy cartoon storybook to directing an episode of television set in an afterlife hotel where a grown man also pushes a little girl down a well. Craig Zobel, a true visionary. Thanks all, Darren.
Wow.
That was
Darren
great.
with the
That's
trivia.
great.
Thanks, Darren. That was a great email.
Thanks, Darren.
That might have been the best email we've ever gotten.
Snaps for Darren.
Email.
We're just gonna
after.
believe that on face value, like Patty saying that
Sure.
the Lincoln assassination was not about racism.
Right.
Moving on.
Okay, Olivia.
Well, that was the body double. She might be bullshitting.
That's true.
That's true.
Olivia Rechu says, I'm calling it. Good morning, Steve, Alana, Brett, and Owen. I just finished this week's episodes, and from the first dramatic music cue in the hotel room, I thought, this has to be the episode Owen says is his favorite. if by chance I bungled it and this isn't the episode Owen is talking about, then I can't wait to see what he considers his favorite. Can you wait to see what Brett considers his favorite?
I bet you can.
I thought
that after 7, Brett was gonna think that's the one we were referring to. Once I saw that again, I was like, that is a really.
I thought it was 8. I think Steve might have said it at some point, but as I was watching 7, I was like, well, this is the best episode, so he must be talking about this one.
I had a feeling you would think that. Yeah, I also like 302 a lot.
Oh yeah.
You know how I like to get my answers, Owen.
Well, they make you thirsty for answers.
I thought International Assassin was a bold departure from the season's previous pace, and I was worried that it was so different it was going to be like Across the Sea episode of Lost, but was on the edge of my seat the whole time. When Kevin came out of the ground, I have never been so tempted to disrespect the format and go forward.
Me too.
Also, oh man, when we finished episode 7, Alana's face, you guys, hashtag Alana's face. First of all, she was sitting like up completely and with her mouth completely wide open, like staring at the screen, eyes wide. And she was like, if this was the second episode and we couldn't watch the next one, I would kill somebody to watch the next one.
No, I said I would say fuck you and watch the next one. I wouldn't
Right
stop.
as 7 ended, Jamie looked at me and she goes, you need to watch 2, right? And I was like, yeah. She goes, okay, next one.
I love it. Will Jamie stick around for the rest of the show? She should pop on.
What are her thoughts having not seen the first season and a half?
Yeah.
Well, see, it was funny how quickly she was in, and then the end of episode 8, she was like, oh, so we're just back to the end of 7? And I was like, yeah. She's like, okay, and went upstairs.
Well,
so it was no like, oh, let's keep going. You know, she's fickle.
That's a total way to feel about this show.
Also, when Kevin drank the poison in episode 7, I yelled out, holy shit, he's going to Control-Alt-Delete Kevin like an old computer. And then gasped even louder when he squeezed the medicine onto the floor. I can't stop thinking about the concept of the hotel and the parallels it draws. Oops, can't say that. Sorry, Alana, for bringing up Lost. I'm not going to say what she said, but, he or she. The way I see it, the hotel was a place where people's souls go after they die. So if you haven't talked about it already, why do you guys think Mary was there? We certainly did. Can't wait to hear your thoughts this week, and I'll try my best not to go ahead. From Olive Rechu, P.S. When Kevin pushed Kid Patty in the well, I murmured, hashtag Kevin no empathy.
Nah, I think he had the imp. So you're saying there was a spoiler that you did not read?
What about it?
You're saying there was a
Lost spoiler
that you did not read.
That I did not read.
Okay,
yes.
cool. Thank you.
Anthony Legshit says, "What's
leg shit?
What's slapping there, dundles and bundles? My name is Connor Fenton, and I'm 7 years old."
Wait, Anthony or Connor?
I
What's
liked
going on?
this episode because it had a clip.
Alana,
in it.
he does this every week.
Yeah, he does this every week. I like this episode because it had a clip in it. Patty explained her character in a nutshell, and I thought it was too important to skip over. You dords have missed the shit out of it, so I sent it to you. My name is Neil.
Okay, yeah.
All right, here's the clip.
Big country.
That's it.
Big country.
It just said big cunt.
All right.
Yahoo.
She really did like encapsulate briefly all of her parental issues and everything. You got Patty's whole life.
Yeah, totally.
And it's so sad when she was like, it's okay, I'm stupid and I'm fat and dumb, and like Kevin's just like, shut up, stop it. I have to kill you. This sucks.
I love the way he is with little girl Patty too. It's
I know.
So sweet.
He's very sweet. She's like, I'm tired, and he carries her like a good guy.
I'll carry you.
No hesitation.
No hesitation. Yeah. He's like, he knows he has to kill her, so he's like, all right, I'll carry her, I guess.
I think he's also just sweet in those ways when it's simple, and he can be.
Like he even said, like, I feel bad for you.
Right. Maggie Pfaff
Well, he's
sends...
got a daughter, you know. He's probably...
I don't think
there's
those
some
that's
connection
not
there.
Those aren't the areas of fatherhood he's bad at. It's the adult.
That's true.
The older parts that he's bad
But
at.
you'd think for as much as he hates Patty and how much he sacrificed to go
No way.
kill her, essentially.
If you met someone you hated as a baby and all of their wounds were transparent to you, you would do exactly the same thing.
Well, sure, and I think that's the point. It's like seeing her that way is like even more of a test. And that guy on the bridge was like, if you kill that little girl, you'll never be the same. Obviously because it's fucking terrible, and he said it. He said he was like, I don't want to do this and I hate it. And, anyway, Maggie Pfaff sends...
Oh, sorry. I was just going to ask, is there a reason Carrie Coon was so mad that he told her he was seeing Patty?
Yeah, because it was like another lie, essentially.
Another? What other lie did he lie her?
Well, he wasn't telling her the truth about himself, and then he fully came out and told her everything about last season and how he killed Patty and all of that and blah, blah, blah,
But he wasn't really lying to her about it. He was lying to his daughter
about
it.
Well, he was like
hiding. He just didn't specifically... Like, their relationship hadn't gotten there yet.
Well,
it's just because they promised to tell each other the truth about everything, and then he was still... And then he kept something from her.
Yes.
But you don't want to scare her off.
I still think that she overreacted, and it kind of makes me sad.
I was wondering if I had missed something. Yeah,
I liked her so much.
I was wondering if
her
she was
less.
like, he's dangerous, like his father got out of control.
Yeah.
And,
obviously, she connected that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm not safe here either. So, I
And
think it also had to do with the Regina King scene.
Totally.
Where she didn't want to live next door to her.
I would have gotten it if she left for her own reasons, but they're making it seem like she left because of Kevin. And even when he talks to her, she's like, yeah, because you told me that is why I left. That to me, I don't fully buy it.
Yeah, but also
I don't hate them, but I don't fully buy it.
Yeah, but also she was like, I'd like to come back too. And she called him.
Yeah, that part I get. I just don't buy that Kevin shit would be the reason she'd leave.
I mean,
she's
literally,
way stronger than that.
She didn't leave town. She took her kid and Mary somewhere, probably close by. And she wasn't like, she didn't skip town and say, fuck
but she
you
wouldn't
forever.
answer his calls for the longest time.
For like
also,
what,
like,
few
oh,
hours?
she's still so traumatized for days and hours or whatever over this when she's been through all these other things, and she comes out the other end like a fucking warrior champion.
Yeah, but again, that conversation
I think she can handle
had
having a conversation with him a little sooner.
Yeah, but I think the conversation
I just don't buy it.
The conversation she had with Regina King also.
For her own reasons, but that doesn't make sense to me, the Kevin part.
Anyway,
Well,
Maggie
I was curious.
Maggie Pfaff says, assassin, more like Kevin's ass in a tub. Hello, everyone. It's me, Maggie Pfaff, again. I'm so glad you all got some laughs from my previous email. Anyway, here's some more thoughts. A most powerful adversary. Number 1, what do we got here? A Kevin Scissorhands? Number 2, characters on this show love to ask people they barely know very inappropriate questions.
Like which part? What is she referencing? Did I forget?
I don't know. International Assassin. I can't stop thinking about how Kevin's butt cheeks look like 2 very slippery hams.
Jamie went upstairs to grab coffee during that scene, so she missed it.
Oh, wow. Why would you
Shame.
deny
I told
her
her
that?
Huh?
Why would you deny her that?
I wanted it all for myself.
Sometimes you got to have your own things. Number 2, I think Justin Theroux had a must be moist clause in his contract.
Agreed. I
Alana
was saying it the whole time.
kept calling him Wet Kevin.
The water thing, but yeah.
Yeah, he kept falling into water or coming out of water or whatever. Number 3, this episode is stressing me out, but also it's so good. Every scene has a purpose, and that's when you know, man.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4, I watch with my boyfriend because he loves it as well, and he knew the Jeopardy answer. I am begging for help. I think he may be my Patty. That's great. Love y'all, Maggie. Thanks, Maggie.
Thanks, Maggie.
Ukraine is on the water, right? And it said it was like a landlocked country or something.
The Ukraine?
I didn't know the sizes of the countries.
Yeah. Joseph O'Malley.
I don't remember the question, I'll be honest.
Joseph O'Malley sends an email saying, "Hi, Steve, Alana, Brett, and hopefully Owen. I hope you're all doing wonderfully. We're finally at the highest rated episode of the series, and I can't wait to hear your thoughts. Was the hotel real? David Burton says that he was in a hotel before he resurrected, but Kevin could easily have heard that on the news and internalized it, much like what he knew about Neil or his meeting with Wayne. And we are simply seeing the last of his dying brain pulling from memories. Also, was that David Burton on the bridge? However, Virgil says the Tower Man has also gone through this, and so he may have written to Burton because he had the same experience, which suggests the hotel may be real. I'm personally still undecided at this point. This episode was full of symbolism, but I'll just mention one thing I'd love to hear your theories on. A bird indoors is an omen of death in many cultures. Obviously, this episode is all about death, but I'm unsure what the implications could be of Virgil saying he hopes they don't catch the bird and the bird being killed. Any ideas? I love this podcast. Sad we've only got 10 more episodes of the show to go. See you next week for the season finale.
I think the thing about the bird, the theory you and I talked about, at least, I think we talked about it on this earlier. It was that it was oh my God, what's her name? Regina King. That it was Regina King's bird.
Right, that she was burying. Yeah.
That's why he didn't want it killed, because it was a wish.
That's an interesting
the bird would grant a
interpretation
wish.
of the bird as a whole.
Well, I feel like I hope they don't catch it means that he doesn't want it to be killed there, because then it won't be able to come back.
Exactly. If the bird is killed, the wish is not granted.
Right. Well, or I guess
because the bird has to come back alive.
I
remember?
like that.
Yeah, I think the wish part of it, though.
I should have figured that out.
My personal theory about the wish aspect of the burying the birds thing is that I don't think there's necessarily like an actual wish that comes true associated with it. I just think that there is possibly some supernatural element to maybe the ground in Jarden, because the mom was saying that she was told that there's something like mystical and powerful and magical about Jarden in general.
The chosen place.
And I think Kevin emerging from the dirt, like kind of like the birds coming back in the boxes, less so maybe to me means that there's some sort of wish aspect associated with the birds or Kevin or being buried in the ground there or whatever, but more so like the wish aspect of it is kind of like maybe the kind of stories your mom tells you aspect of it, but in reality it's like it's really just like dying and going to that other place and then being able to come back from it, I think. I don't know, that's my opinion.
I hear you, but I'm holding on to the wish.
Okay. Daniel, the Echo Spider, says, I can't believe how far we've come. Hiya there. I gotta say, both of these episodes, for some reason, I couldn't get into until the last 15 minutes.
Whoa, this person's a robot.
I think I'm not the biggest fan of Kevin's story. I want more of Nora and Matt. Check in on Tommy Boy, maybe. That being said, still enjoyable for the most part. I will miss Patty if this is the last of her. Take care, Daniel. Wow.
Whoa, Dan.
That's totally, but if you're not in on Kevin,
Yeah.
you're like, yeah, this was two pretty uninterrupted Kevin
right.
episodes.
Is there a reason
Like how
you're
we
not
feel
in on
about
Kevin?
Matt episodes, if you're not into the Kevin story, yeah, I bet this was like a real slog.
You know, I could see why you wouldn't be into Kevin.
Do you think
only
this
in the
guy's
sense
a personal vendetta because he's like, you're too hot?
No, I think that there might be something associated with
Probably not.
how Kevin's character is so like unsure and kind of dumb and impulsive and
Masculine.
and a lot of
negative
and masculine and a lot of the thing he screws up a lot of things, and you know, a lot of the solutions to the problems he's having could really be solved by just having like a conversation with the person that you're like having issues with. But
Yeah.
And I can understand
He's got
that
sitcom syndrome.
right, he's got sitcom syndrome, and I understand that could be kind of like a boring trope, but and especially since Nora is such a strong and amazing character that is impulsive also, but makes seemingly smarter decisions, and the same goes for a lot of the other characters. I mean, I guess it's interesting though to not like Kevin, but to like Matt, because
Yeah.
Matt really
And
seems,
Tommy.
And Tommy, yeah, because Tommy's also really kind of like impulsive and masculine.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest Tommy fan. I'm missing John right now. I need some more
I'm
John.
missing
That little
John,
bit
too.
when he was at the firehouse, I was very like, oh man, he gives so much to every scene he's in.
I feel like John's whole family is what I'm missing. Just a little bit of any of it. Like we
Yeah.
had enough Michael that I was like,
I
all right,
want more
I'll handle
Michael,
it.
though.
I just want more of them in
Yeah.
general.
I wonder. I can't remember. Was Dan, Echo Spider Dan, more of a Locke or a Jack?
Oh, that's a good question, Echo Spider. You want to let us know, Daniel? I will say, I think I
I have
really,
to think like, what was I? I feel like I was a Jack fan.
I think I was a,
Up to a point, though. I don't know.
yeah, I think I was a Jack fan, and then Sawyer completely took over. But Locke was always my number one. But if we're talking about Jack and Sawyer and shit,
You guys talking about your favorite from NSYNC?
NSYNC, yeah,
That's right. Right. I like Joey Fatone.
the fat one. Oh, also the what was I gonna say about the Kevin shit? Oh, I really liked Matt my first time through, and
really
always loved Kevin. But this time around, I'm like kind of fleeting with Matt. I still think he's a great character because I love the actor so much. Kevin, I love still, but I'm really loving Michael this time around. The
I'm loving
character of
Michael more this time around.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing more of him now as well. Matt, no.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's a really interesting character, but what they do with him is just like feels like pointless torture a lot to me.
Yeah. All right. Well, Israel Chavez Lopez sends an email saying Leftovers Hotel. Hey, BB boys and girl, Israel here. This 2 episodes were fucking fantastic, especially episode 8, and there's so much to analyze, but I wanted to focus on just a little aspect of it. When Kevin is entering the parking lot in episode 8, there's a doctor talking in Spanish with another lady saying, a human heart, but I'm not a doctor. On the next scene, we see the same lady talking to the guards saying, this is a human heart, please let me in. To me, this infers that there are other people at the same hotel at the same time doing their own missions in order to get back from the other place. Now, my question is...
This guy's a smarty.
Very smart, my friend. Well, it's because he speaks the language and he could totally hear what they were saying, which I kind of got fragmented pieces of. But anyways, he says, now my question is, why was his dad on a different but similar place and not at the same hotel?
I think it's parallel universe.
That's it for today, guys. Hope you're doing fine and wearing a mask. Israel.
Bye.
I think his dad's in the real world.
You're smart.
Yeah, I think so too.
I do too. I think it's a parallel universe. Our quote
I don't
unquote
think it's
real
a parallel.
world.
I think.
But that's the parallel
hotel
universe.
represents purgatory.
But the parallel universe theory is that there is what we are living in is a universe, and there are ones living, in the same, occupying the same space on a different plane.
Parallel universes are living. This is death.
on shit.
If a purgatory existed, it would exist as a parallel universe.
Well, I guess
it would
that's
be
true.
a place where there is a consciousness.
It's a different layer. So there's a lot of parallel universes on this layer, but when you die, you go to the purgatory layer.
I guess
and there's a lot of universes on the purgatory layer.
Okay, I hear your theory. What? Say that again?
Maybe there's like slightly less. They condense them down.
Yeah. What about more of like an overlapping dimension than a parallel universe?
Yeah,
parallel universe is like split off like.
I feel like different dimensions is the same theory as
Yeah,
a
I
parallel
think you guys
universe.
are all talking about the same thing.
No, what Brett said was different, and I'll give you that. Sure, that's an interesting theory.
It is different. It is different, Brett. We'll give you points for different.
It was different.
Oysen, is that how you say his name?
Oh, I don't remember.
Sends us an email saying,
I have a feeling no.
He says, Kim, and he sends another message, another clip saying, Oysen
Poisson
pronunciation guide 2.
Please.
So here it is. Oysen, shit, I forgot how to say his name. Oysen? Is it Oysen?
Yes.
Oysen?
Steve, my name is Oshin. Think about the ocean, right?
Ocean.
We all know the ocean. So it's just that, but with 2 E's in there. Oshin. Say it with me.
Oysen.
No. Oshin.
Oshin.
There we go. Great. Okay. I know it's difficult, but it's Irish. I can't help it.
Oh, it's a great great actor.
Nobody sounds like that.
Oi,
Steve, stop.
son! Oi,
Steve.
son!
Steve, nobody sounds like that.
Oshin, and I
can't
love
wait
it.
for the third pronunciation guide.
And his accent peeking through, cute. Love it.
O'Sheen.
Love an accent. Oshin.
Like Charlie Sheen.
Well, now you imagine him Irish, you say Oshin, it makes sense.
I Sheen O'Shaughlin down on the bridge of Killarney. All right.
Why do you say
I think it's
Killarney?
getting better.
What is Killarney?
Daniela C. sends an email saying, best episode of TV.
Oh, shit. We got to
Hey there, first timers. International Assassin is the best episode of TV ever, in my opinion. Hopefully Brett liked it, but considering he didn't like The Constant, I'm not so sure.
At least I'm consistent.
That's true. He happens to not really like the most liked episodes of a Damon Lindelof series.
Dude, I did like this. Let's be clear. Like, I liked it a lot. I preferred 7. This is another Lindelof like churn episode.
I watched The Sopranos after The Leftovers and noticed there's a similar episode called Join the Club, and it's also great. Damon Lindelof said he was inspired by this episode when he wrote International Assassin. Mary Jameson
O'Sheen.
O'Sheen.
International O'Sheen.
O'Sheen.
Mary
O'Shasheen?
O'Shasheen. Mary Jameson was in the hotel and the balloons were for her. Will it be true that she's expecting a boy?
Oh my God, I didn't even think about it. Those balloons were blue. But yeah, it'll be because somebody else already said it was a boy, didn't they? One of the psychic-y things where somebody was like, this and that. Somebody said it was a boy.
Well,
those balloons were blue.
Balloons.
Those were blue. Blue
balloons.
The woman speaking Spanish when the fire alarm goes off is bringing organs for a transplant. So cool. His dad seems to be in the same hotel room and there's a fire there. Is he triggering the fire alarm?
Yes.
Can't wait for this episode. Cheers from Australia.
Sorry, that was aggressive.
You
That was
established that by reading the wiki about it.
You idiot.
Just what came out of my head.
John.
We all figured that out by reading people who figured it out.
No, we figured it out in the episode.
What?
The fire.
Well,
I don't need to be fighting
Well, we
over
were
this.
saying we were talking about how the fire. We were talking about how the fire was like a conduit to that world Kevin was in, but the fire alarm's going off.
No, I said the fire alarm's going off because of the fire.
Oh, all right.
I don't know. Seemed obvious to me. Fire alarm.
Go.
It stops after he stops.
John says, "Hi gang, hope you're all well. Special hello to Owen if he's here."
Jackpot.
My favorite part of the episode was Kevin and Lori's conversation at the motel. I really like the contrast in their relationship compared to last season.
Me too.
They're both in different places in their lives, and seeing them make up was great. I also really liked Lori's reaction when she saw the picture of Kevin's new family. She seemed happy for him, and I think it was a touching moment. Yeah, that's a moment we overlooked here on the show because so much other shit happened, but that was a really nice moment.
Completely agree. Fantastic.
Okay.
I love the part where he's like, "I'm sorry, I was so like shitty about the dog thing."
Yes.
Puppy.
Oh yeah.
Like,
love that part.
I pretty much forgot about that, and he's like, "Yeah, I've been thinking about it a lot." That was so.
It's
real.
so real.
Yeah.
So
That's
real.
So like an ex thing where you're like, this one thing that I know I fucked up on so bad. And, if I ever got the chance to see him again, I would just apologize just for that thing, and they'd be like, "Huh? What are you talking? I have no memory of that whatsoever."
I like how she's like, I have no memory of it, but you're forgiven.
And it makes so much sense having seen that episode that she was thinking about her like pregnancy and shit. She wasn't thinking about the dog.
Yeah, because
the dog was only like an opportunity for her to talk about things she wasn't saying about the baby.
Yeah.
Also,
Kevin still doesn't know that.
I was just gonna say,
and Kevin still was only thinking about the dog.
But are we certain that even at this point Kevin doesn't know that?
Yeah,
I
Lori
feel pretty
was
certain.
pregnant?
I thought that whole scene was meant to be like Kevin thinking the worst thing he did was this dog, and in her head she's like, "Yeah, you didn't actually know, like the worst thing."
And she's
you did.
still
I
not
feel
going
the
to tell
same
him.
way.
You think he'll never know?
Yeah.
I think he'll never know. I think it does. To her, it's like it's old news. It's not what anything's about anymore.
It's not worth bringing up. Yeah,
Yeah,
she's never
yeah.
gonna get the closure she needs from it at this point.
Not from him, at least. Not from bringing.
How
it up
dare
to him.
she deny something Kevin could also be depressed about? Hi, gang. Hope you're doing well. Special hello to Owen. Let's see. Okay, International Assassin. What a ballsy move by the show's creators. This episode could have felt so out of place in this series, but I'm glad the creators took such a strange direction, and I love how they stretched the concept of the show to a new level. A whole new level.
A whole new level.
This thing starts out as this absurd, ridiculous episode, but slowly turns into a very sad exploration of Patty's psyche. For me, that's what's so great about the episode. It uses the world building of the show to further develop the characters. That's great storytelling. I look forward to the podcast every week. You guys are great. Take care, John.
Did that meeting, or because he gave her like $50,000 or whatever? Did
Yeah.
you just start picture, which nowadays seems like the lowest amount of money.
I know.
Get a one-on-one,
To give
for
to a
shady
politician.
government. Yeah, but I just started picturing all the like real life versions of meetings like that. Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty gross.
what are we doing, guys?
Where we're at.
Money makes the world run, Owen. Okay, so Zishan sends an email saying, a porpoise is a fish, Steve. Intensive porpoises is a pun.
Oh.
Hi,
Now you know.
podcast peeps.
Oshin.
Oshin. My job offer acceptance was referencing my email from the week before, Brett. But I'm also pretty sure someone offered during loss, so whatever the main point is, no take-backsies. You guys have an intern now. Oh, Zishan is our intern.
Oh, right. Of course.
You're doing great. But seriously,
You're doing a great job.
apologies for coming across as so weird in my last email, and most likely this one. Oh.
We're getting mixed signals every other sentence here.
I think you're in a trial period now, my friend.
Alana, what do you need our intern to do?
Be a sweetie.
Okay.
I'm going to need them to not apologize so much in their email if they're trying to get a job.
That was an
Yeah, no
issue
need to
Owen
apologize.
had
Wasn't an
during
issue.
during the Lost days. Owen was upset with all the apologies from people. That was a good time. All right.
Too late to apologize.
Let's see. He was attempting dry humor, and it clearly didn't work. So going forward, I'll keep that in mind and continue to do the same and be myself until you guys get it. Anyway, season 2, episode 7. I know you won't believe this, but I legitimately believed Patty. I didn't think they would do a demon Azrael sort of thing again, and I saw the title of the next episode, so I thought it was going to be about Kevin going to Egypt.
Wait. Oh,
when
he
she
believed
talks
Patty
about the cum chalice. Imagine Patty teaching where babies come from to a kid named Kevin. All right, Kevin, now to make a baby, you have to put your penis inside the girl's vagina and...
Cum.
That's where you have to play
That's
a
where you
clip.
push cum, Steve.
Did he sing clips this week?
No.
Okay.
There we go.
Well, there is something attached here, but it says bird. Oh shit, Kevin gave his handprint. Is he fucked? Yes. Okay, so according to Lori, Tommy was not enjoying the lying he was doing, and that's why he left her. Not sure if I believe that. He seemed pretty into it, so I think that's just her perspective of what happened. Lori makes a really good point about Patty, though. Do you believe her? The sign part was honestly hilarious. But if Patty is not real, then why didn't Kevin see the sign? Too focused on Patty, perhaps?
Wait, what?
I guess the thing about the key being under the pillow or something.
Oh,
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
of course.
Yo, holy shit!
Oh, yes, of course.
What the fuck
Jill
was?
didn't see that sign either. She
That's
was,
what I
like,
thought.
She was coming in
Yeah.
and out, and she even brought the bolt cutters, but she didn't see the sign.
Yeah, I guess she
in the
wasn't
chair.
looking at the chair.
I didn't go back and check. Who cares?
Yo, holy shit! What the fuck was that ending? Why did he kill himself?
Technically, he didn't ask Jill for the key. Didn't say he was looking for the key. He just said, "Get me the bolt cutters."
I mean, Virgil is likely a pedophile. He said he hurt John when he was young, and he shot Virgil in the dick as revenge. So fuck him, but it was still a shocking scene. It was probably why Michael was crying. Lots and lots of unanswered questions in this episode. Who the Pillar Man is, how Kevin ended up in the lake with a cinder block, what happened to Virgil, among others. What?
Wait,
All that
we
was
learned
explained.
that.
Overall, a pretty good episode. How's the intern doing, Brett? Overall, a pretty good episode with an amazing ending, but it had one big flaw. Nora leaving Kevin was honestly too jarring and unbelievable for me.
That's what I'm saying.
She already knew that he sleepwalks and was seemingly okay with it, but then finding out that he's hallucinating was the straw that broke the camel's back. They should have spent a little more time on Nora's actual feelings towards Kevin's conditions instead of portraying her as okay with it and able to handle away all of Kevin's weirdness.
I agree.
It felt like they needed a reason for Kevin to want to get rid of Patty with urgency. I think they did that.
I agree.
But I think the urgency was because she said she would come home if he could prove to her and look her in the eye and say that he got rid of Patty.
He's saying it seems like they had Nora leave just so that urgency would be there later. Or they pushed it a little, maybe not just for that reason, but they pushed that.
Tomato, you know?
I mean, if that's the case, then that's fine.
It happened.
Y'all don't have to agree, but me and the intern obviously feel like it was a little out of character for Nora. Just a little.
All right, season 2, episode 8. Holy shit, naked Kevin. Holy shit, Kevin in that
Holy
suit.
shit, naked Kevin.
Why is Mary in the same place as all the dead people? Laugh out loud. The Patty double sure is good at bullshitting about John Wilkes Booth. What she said about him was a complete lie. Wild theory. The guy who put the rope around Kevin's neck and gave him a choice is the Pillar Man.
Oh.
Not much to say about this episode. It was a very well-made episode with amazing acting, especially for Justin Theroux and Ann Dowd, and they really did take a risk by doing something cool, which they greatly succeeded at. But man, at the end of the day, it really was a standard dream sequence episode. I know you can boil everything down to it being something simple, but the story usually overrides that and makes it okay. Even though the story was amazing, it just didn't distract from the fact that it was a dream sequence episode for me.
I don't agree.
That ending, Michael buried him believing he was dead, right? Oh.
So, because he's assuming that it was all just in his head and it wasn't actually dead and all that. I think that's
Michael
wrong.
buried him like the bird.
Michael buried him as a dead man. And he
No, but he
came
had
up
a chair
back
and
alive.
everything set up. He was camped out waiting for him to come back to life.
Yeah. But he buried him dead because he's supposed to
He
be
buried
dead
him
like the bird.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna bury you dead if you don't listen up.
I'm gonna bury you like a bird if you don't shut your mouth.
Let's find your bird.
I really wish I kept a running list of questions to keep track of what's been answered, because it really does seem like almost everything has been answered except for the second big one. What happened to the girls and why were they acting so strangely? The first being what happened on the 14th. Am I forgetting anything? What else hasn't been answered?
I feel like a lot. Everything that's been quote unquote answered has just been an ambiguous, it could be left or it could be right. It's been given like two options. I feel like we've had some things narrowed down, so we're like, oh, it's not who knows, it's either one or the other. But I don't think anything's really been directly, it is 100% one or two or whatever.
I'm sure there are some, but I think that a lot of them don't.
I think most of them have been narrowed down to either the like logical, like grounded in this earth reason, or the potentially magic-ish 2% reason.
The show is about grieving, then there's two things that can basically happen when somebody dies. Either they go somewhere or they go nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
And then the vague interpretations of whatever that could mean. But that's
Or
basically
there's a layer right here of parallel universes, and there's a guy, and there's a layer of purgatory.
And it's a hotel.
Overlapping dimension.
Are you reading more emails?
Here's the
Owen, you don't know that's an actual fart Steve recorded that he farted.
That he's proud of.
Either to me, I heard it on one of the things. I know.
Oh, he knows.
All right, here's a clip that the intern left.
probably texted
that he
it to you.
wanted
Or I
me to
just
play.
recognize
So
it.
here
My
it
ears are
is.
Let's find your bird.
I really hope they don't catch that bird.
Wait, what?
This is the clip the intern put.
Let's
in.
find your bird.
I really hope they don't catch that bird.
Yeah.
Dan the Man sends an email saying, a quick one from Miami Dan. Hello, first time boys and girl. Just wanted to say these are the best episodes of the show. Also, here are the photos I promised. This is from when I went to visit Austin, Texas. We decided to go to a small town on an hour out. Mind you, I didn't know anything about the small town other than they had pretty good barbecue. It wasn't until I was rewatching with you guys that I put the pieces together. Yes, I had visited unintentionally Jardin, Miracle, Texas. It's a really small 4 roads kind of town with this beautiful square, an amazing town square. Anyways, love the episode and can't wait to hear what you all had to say. Here are the pictures. Oh, so there's that big building where we're like, what the fuck is that building? I wish I could show you guys this, but that's all I got.
It's that big building in Jardin that is kind of colorful and it's the most identifiable.
The one we don't know about yet.
Yeah.
What do you mean we don't know about yet?
The one we don't know what it is.
Oh, yeah, we don't. I assumed it was like a tall town hall
we don't know
or something.
about it.
I don't know. Are we supposed to be questioning what it is?
I mean, we just don't know what it is.
They've shown it pretty prominently in some shots that makes it feel like we're going to end up there.
Oh, I didn't even put that into my head.
Let's find your bird.
International ass in, Randall Kevin says. Hey, Dick Holes. Sheen. Hey, Dick Holes and special guest Ol Smokey. International Assassin was sweet as shit. And I love the part where they showed Kevin's dad partying in Australia, getting his dick sucked while his son was killing children in heaven. Bye-bye. P.S. It's a shame we won't be hearing Kevin every episode anymore.
Kevin.
Yeah, that's true.
Kevin. He's not here, Kevin.
Bye-bye. P.S. It's a shame. Oh, yeah, got it. All right. That's the end of that. Thank you so much. KG sends a short email saying, hey there, baby girl and boys. Just want to say I love you all, especially my DB boy, Steve. Honk, honk, BBBBB. Loving this show and podcast so far. This season has been absolutely enthralling, especially these last couple of episodes. Quick question for Alana, right quick.
Oh.
Quick.
Quick.
Do you feel the same emotions and feelings towards the show as you did when you first watched? Or are you enjoying it more or about the same?
No, it feels different. And I think it's because of how different the world is more than how different I am, if that makes sense.
That's interesting. Yeah.
And I think overall I'm liking it more, but I'm also like talking about it and being encouraged by friends to like it more. So.
And we are like analyzing
like it more, Alana.
Yeah.
But this is what I like to do when I watch regular shows too, you know? Like I like to get in depth and it helps me appreciate the show a little bit more.
Yeah.
But
well,
I can
continuing
understand
to watch those
not
episodes
wanting
is
to.
Definitely going to make me like it more too, though, because these are better. The show gets better.
Okay. Anyway, he finishes off by saying, cheers, guys. Continue to spread that love. We need it. Shout out to Owen's collection of white T-shirts one time. And thanks for coming back. We love you. All right, guys.
I've been representing for the white T-shirts, Owen.
Thank you, Brett. I know we're twinsies today.
Final email comes from Roberto Abril, and he says, you need to fill it with your cum, Kevin, and drink it. Thank you for that, Roberto.
Play it.
Oh.
Well, Kevin,
It's so
that there
long.
looks like
Which one is it? Is it this one?
Cairo.
Oh, this one. Oh.
In Cairo, Egypt, there is an ancient artifact. It's in a museum now. They found it in the tomb of Amenhotep. Scholars call it the wishing cup. You need to acquire this cup. It's more of a chalice, actually. It's going to be heavily guarded, but you need to get it any way you can, because once you do, you need to fill it with your cum. And then you need to drink it down.
Drink it down.
Every last drop.
Oh, shit. We got a player here.
All right. Well, guys.
Oh, and every time I hear that, I think it's you. It sounds like your voice to me. Am I alone? Am I the only one who feels that way?
No, definitely.
It does,
I feel
right?
that. Yeah.
We gotta play
Oh,
it.
shit.
Totally.
Oh, shit.
Hey, Officer Mustard Stain. All right, guys.
Play it again. Give
Listen.
us a chance.
Hey,
Officer Mustard Stain.
Alana loves doing it.
Let's do it again together.
Alana loves to do it.
Hey,
Officer Mustard Stain. You gotta give us a countdown. How are we gonna know?
It's hard to do a countdown.
Okay, I'm watching your thumb.
All right.
Hey, Officer Mustard Stain.
There you go. Nice work. All right. Well, guys.
Alana, we're at 3.5 hours.
I hope you
She
enjoyed
wants
my
to do
stains.
She wants to do Hey Officer Mustard Stain. What can we do? Let the girl have what she wants. So guys, thank you so much for listening to and watching the First Time Show. We've only got 2 more episodes of season 2. Then we're on to what is possibly one of the most unique seasons of television
Really?
ever.
That's good.
Oh, wow.
I would say so.
You
Owen,
staying on for the season finale?
or do you want to come back?
Maybe like 301, 302, maybe.
Why don't you just do the finale and then you do 301? Why don't you just do a fucking trilogy, Owen?
You could just step in for the next
You could do a phone
episode.
call too if you're a little camera shy.
Well, if Owen, it's up to you. We'll let you decide. And I'm just happy to.
My God, Steve.
What?
I just thought of something about like the very final episode.
Alana.
Oh,
Can you think of what I'm talking about?
No, text me.
Okay, I'll text you.
Um,
I like at the beginning of this one when Patty said,
"You're not
Evan,
done.
It's gonna be a hard day."
Wait, when did she say? Oh, right.
The very first thing, like it's gonna be a hard day, Kevin.
Right, because his daughter was like, "What the fuck's going on?"
That was the first thing. Just like, God damn it.
Fine.
What's happening?
Yeah. Okay.
Fine, Alana.
What the hell are you doing, Alana?
Oh, we have a B storyline going. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Save it for your B storyline podcast, guys.
Comment below on the video if you followed our B storyline. I'd like a beat for beat, please.
We do love bees at the EZU. I'll tell you that.
that.
Guys, thank
Like
you for
Bobby.
listening. I want to say thank you to Owen for being our guest.
Thanks, Oe.
Great job, Owen. Thanks for coming
you,
around.
Owen.
Thanks, Owen.
What was it like revisiting Leftovers in such a strange way and not watching any more of it?
Dipping in a little bit, yeah, it's funky.
Did it make you miss it?
All the feels, yeah, immediately came back.
Well, we got to have you back for whichever one you want to come back for, buddy.
We'll see you next week,
He's
Owen.
been back.
Brett wants to see you since he's been back. Owen came back, but he hasn't said anything since he's came back. All right. Well, anything else? If you want to send in your emails, please keep them brief and send them to thefirsttimeshow@gmail.com. You can also follow First Time Show on Twitter at @thefirsttimeshow, I think it is. And there's also an Instagram. We haven't really been using it much, but we might post some stuff there from time to time. And don't forget to get your emails in by Saturday mornings. We record on Saturdays, even though we're recording a little late this time. But please get your emails in by Saturday mornings. And I believe that's it, everybody. Thanks for watching and listening.
We love you.
Oh, subscribe to the YouTube channel because that's where you can see the video version of this episode featuring Owen Carter.
It's the Valley Cast, right?
At youtube.com/thevalleycast. Yeah.
Chomp on.
All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Bye, Bobby.
Let's find your
Bye.
You want to take a bird with you?